Sean Myrie. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Yeah, I've been telling people, breaking news, America and Israel strikes. Yes, they strike Iran. I've been saying this, right? It's recent news, and Donald Trump declares war on Israel. I mean, not Israel, Iran with Israel. I messed that up because Israel is involved in this whole drama right now. It's going down right now. I don't know what you guys think, but I've been saying this about the distractions in America with the Epstein files, with all this talk about Epstein files. Meanwhile, they got the military preparing. So this is what's going on. I'm going to play this shit. Sorry, people, but Donald Trump been talking, right? Let's see. Let me bring it back. Because it's breaking news. They just attacked Iran yesterday.
In Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime.
Let me know if you can hear in the chat, people.
Group of very hard, terrible people. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. And we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We're going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces, and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. The lives of...
So you know what this means? This is the war, like I was saying, was coming, right? And the distractions that they have out there for people. So people are waking up right now, finding out that, especially Americans, that they're in a war right now. A war teaming up with Israel. So this is your president. Now, this is what he's bringing up. He's started a war. There was a distraction. The war is on. He started this war. You guys are waking up to a war right now. They were talking about Epstein files. Now it is a war, all out war. They're not going to just leave. He even said a couple of American lives might be, endangered. This is war. Hear this.
Courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
Hear that?
We're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future.
A war.
And it is a noble mission.
People, please subscribe.
Of the Islamic Revolutionary
Not good,
Guard,
people. Americans.
the armed forces.
War.
And all of the police. I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity.
You hear that?
Or in the alternative,
lay down your weapons. Do you think Iran is going to do that?
Lay down your arms.
Shit.
You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, with the great proud
certain
people of Iran,
death.
I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand.
Yo, man, this guy's just sending out threats. Is Iran gonna step down to this with Israel and the rest of the Middle East? America is in a big situation right now. I was telling people this about the Epstein files as a distraction. Yesterday, people was watching the whole thing with Clinton. Now, this people, especially Americans, they might start to draft people. Bless up, Dennis. What do you guys think? Your opinions in the chat, man. Please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff.
Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance.
So he's going to obliterate the military. That's what they're saying. They're obliterating them. They're not leaving until they're finished. And this will be your chance, Iranians, to take over the government. So he's destroying them. They're not leaving. America's there. They're bombing, and nothing's going to stop Mr. Trump. So it says Israel launches preeminent attack on Iran. Right? I want to find the details of what's really going on. All I know, America, people, especially, and the world, because they're threatening nuclear attacks. Iran, right? I'm hearing China's bringing something to Iran, right? Hey, yeah, it is in the back. Yeah, man. Bring up the likes, man. Bring up the likes. And if you want your comments to be highlighted, you could donate, subscribe. So what we know about U.S. and Israel strikes in Iran. The U.S. and Israel announced a major military operation against Iran early Saturday. So it was in the morning. You see how they do it? The morning, today's Saturday, but early, after President Trump threatened the Iranian regime for weeks. You remember they're bringing a lot of military stuff to the Middle East for weeks to make a new deal to rein in its nuclear program. Before that, they threatened it over violent crackdown on protesters in January. In a video posted on Truth Social, Mr. Trump said the U.S. was undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. The U.S. military dubbed Assault Operation Epic Fury. So this is some serious stuff going on, people. Mr. Trump called on Iran's military to lay down their weapons. This is what he's saying. Force them to lay down their weapons on Iran's civilians to rise up and take over your government. So they're blasting, they're not leaving until that their military is obliterated. They got to give up. Mr. Trump, let me read it again. Mr. Trump called on Iran's military to lay down their weapons and on Iran's civilians to rise up and take over your government. Yeah, Pandora's box. Wasn't I saying the schizo beats? Much respect. Wasn't I talking about the distraction and this is really what's going to happen? Didn't I say this a couple times? I know you've been in the chat for a while. I said Israel better not take the war spoils. Something is going on, people. It doesn't look good. And they're threatening America now. They could threaten it because guess what? They got Israel with them. It's not just America. They got Israel who they hate, right? I mean, yeah, they got Israel with them. So let's see. Mr. Trump called on Iran's military forces to lay down the thing, which is not going to happen. After the U.S. and Israel strikes, speaking to Washington Post, Mr. Trump said his objective was securing freedom and safety for Iran's people. So the war is on. America is at war, people. America is at war. Again, Trump is the one who started this and with Israel. I don't know if it's a good idea that Israel is involved. But Trump said the only way he's doing anything is if they're involved. So, Israel's military reported multiple rounds of Iranian missile launches. I mean, Israel, yes. Targeting the country. At least two major U.S. military bases in the region were also targeted by Iranian missiles. Oh, I didn't know this. So it is sparking off, right? Much respect, man. Much respect. Free Israel for free Trump. You're right. You let me just say your name. YUI694 20. Thanks for the donation, man. Thanks for the donation. Much respect, man. Free Israel and free Trump. So now, this is what it is. Israel military reported multiple rounds of Iranian missile launches targeting the country and at least two major U.S. military bases. So they did respond. In the run up to the strikes, the U.S. military moved over a dozen naval ships and aircraft toward the Middle East. This is the war, man. This is the big war. Remember, they already took over Iraq. Now they're in Iran. Okay, toward the Middle East as Trump's administration waged a pressure campaign on Iran to engage in direct nuclear talks with Iranian officials. So this is serious. Have you seen the badge every Israeli soldier has on them? They think they should have all the Middle East. Wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Anton Miller, I wouldn't be surprised. I've been warning people about this. I've been warning people about this stuff for weeks and weeks, if not years. Russia calls U.S. Israel attack on Iran an unprovoked act of armed aggression. So, how is Russia gonna react? How is China gonna react? Are they gonna have meetings? This is emergency shit. This is emergency. This is not like Iraq. You see how he didn't really go to no UN, didn't do none of that. Russia's foreign minister called the joint U.S. Israel attack on Iran, unprovoked act, arm or aggression against a sovereign and independent UN member state. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you guys attack Ukraine? So Russia is talking tough. If you're American, I want to know your opinion about this, man, because Russia's saying it's unprovoked, but they're kind of a hypocrite because they're in their own war right now. They had this plan since Thursday. Yes, they had this plan weeks and months and months months ago, a long time. Remember, they blasted them like a month or two ago. They already blasted them with some weapons. So it says in the statement on Saturday, the ministry demanded immediate halt to the bombings. Are you talking about Russia? Accusing US and Israel of hiding behind concerns about Iran's nuclear program while actually pursuing regime change. So they don't like this. Russia not going to do shit. I believe so, but they're talking. Either way, it's provoking, right? They all talk, yes. And people, please subscribe, bring up the likes, man. Bring up the likes and support the platform if you can, right? All comments highlighted. I will be concentrating on that, and I'll shout you out too, right? The Russian foreign minister said the country had stood ready to help broker a peaceful resolution, accusing U.S. and Israel of plunging the Middle East into an abyss. But you, Russia, but you and Iran, I mean, you and Ukraine. I think Russia should be quiet in this. I think Russia should be quiet in this whole thing. Out of everybody, I don't want to hear nothing about Russia. They just don't like that Israel. That's what it is. They just don't like Israel, and there's more going on. So a lot of American soldiers, he's told people, Trump, he's been saying your life might be at risk. There might be casualties, right? He's saying there might be some casualties going on. So get ready. What do you guys think about this? American lives, yes, they talk too much. Yes, American lives are at risk right now. That's what Trump's basically saying. Iran's foreign minister condemns U.S. Israel strikes during the diplomatic process. They're not coming out. When you hear Trump talking, I could play over the audio again. They're not coming out. They're not coming out. He's saying they're gonna bomb them until they give up. People, bring up the likes. Please subscribe. They're gonna bomb them until they give up. Iran's foreign minister condemned the military strikes launched Saturday by the U.S. and Israel, calling them a gross violation of Iran's territory, integrity, and national sovereignty. They already bombed you guys before. In the statement posted on X, the ministry claimed the strikes had targeted defense infrastructure and civilian sites across the country, and said They were carried out while Iran and the United States were in the midst of diplomatic process. He doesn't care, Trump. Remember, I was saying about the distractions of the Epstein stuff and all the other stuff. Now is the time to defend the homeland and confront the enemy's military aggression. Just as we were ready for the negotiations, we have been more prepared for than ever for defense. The statement said the armed forces of Islamic Republic of Iran will respond to the aggression with authority. Let's see, man. Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Now is the time to defend the homeland and confront the enemy's military aggression. Just as we were ready for the negotiations, we have been more prepared than ever for defense, the statement said. The armed force, okay, so whatever. What else is there? History testifies that Iranians have never surrendered. Oh, this is bad. History testifies that the Iranians have never surrendered to foreign aggression and hegemony, whatever that means. This time, too, the response of the Iranian nation will be decisive and determined and will make the aggressors regret their criminal act. And you hear what Trump said. Trump said it, man. He said, yo, you guys better give up. Donald Trump saying it, you guys better give up. Right? I know a lot of people are waking up early in the morning. They don't even know about this because a lot of people don't watch the news. Some people are only on maybe YouTube, but I'm doing my job as a content maker. The war has broken out. This is going to affect the whole world. This is not just America and Israel attacking Iran. This is going to affect the whole world. The prices for things might change. With the mix with this tariff stuff, what he dropped, and plus this war, this is the World War III. This is actually sparking the World War III. That's what I'm telling you guys. It was already in motion, but this is what's sparking World War III. People, bring up the likes if you can, and please subscribe. Right? Support the platform. This is sparking off World War III, and no one can stop it, and they're not going to stop anything. Israel military officials say strikes are a response to Iran's blustering ballistic missiles. Oh, so meanwhile, Iran is sending missiles to Israel right now and targeting American military. So if you're American and you got some family who's over there, they're in risk of their lives, right? So it says Israel military officials told journalists Saturday that it was working with the US to carry out dozens of strikes across Iran. They're serious. The officials said that the choice was made to act now after intelligence indicated acceleration of the Iran ballistic missile program. Mm. The officials also said Iran's government was operating as well as acting to conceal and to fortify its nuclear program to continue to advance it. Not good. That's what America don't want, and the rest. And that the objective of the offensive was significantly to reduce capabilities of the Iranian regime. So that's what these officials said. So it says, check this. I gotta tell you guys. The officials also said that Iranian government was operating. Okay, so now the interview. Now some serious shit's going on. Americans, you gotta pray for your country right now because it's a target of Iran. Right? It's a target because of Israel. And people, please subscribe. Bring up the likes if you can. In an interview with the French network TFI posted online 10 days ago, Rafael Grossi, the Director General of the UN International Atomic Energy Agency, said most of Iran's enrichment uranium remained intact after the US strikes on the nuclear facilities June 2025, but he said there was no indication Iran was working to develop nuclear weapons. Well, they're accusing them of it. Trump's accusing them of it. Yeah, it's war. So what are you talking about with Iran? It's a war going on. See, a lot of people don't know. This is to show you people are waking up. They attack Jason. You're I don't know if you're American, but America has just attacked early in the morning when mostly people are sleeping. That's how they do it. With Israel, they were building up the military up in the Middle East, not for no reason. And today, just today, well, Yeah, today, early in the morning. Meanwhile, people are worried about Epstein and stuff. They attacked, right? In the fog of the war, they're going to try to make big changes. Yes. So yesterday, I don't know if you were whoever was watching the live. I was talking about the whole Epstein stuff with and that's the distraction. Perfect distraction. So meanwhile, people are looking at that. They were planning and they dropped the bombs in the early Saturday morning, early when people are sleeping. And it's going on. This is just recently, in the last couple of hours. This is not a long time ago. So now, CNN, every platform in the world is going to be talking about this. Every platform in the world. Israel military official says operating planned unprecedented coordination with the US. So it says what's going on. An Israel military official told reporters that Saturday's joint strikes with the U.S. followed weeks of intensive planning and coordination. See, they've been planning this for weeks between the two countries at a level that had never been seen before. The officials would not put a timetable on the estimate length of the operation, saying only that it would take as long as necessary to cripple the Iranian regime capabilities. So they're not leaving until they crush the military. Much respect, Cap, for life. And people, please subscribe, bring up the likes. They're not leaving until they crush the military. That means blood all over. They're not just gonna bomb and leave. And Israel is right next door. So they're making sure that these guys go back to the Stone Age. That's what they're doing. They're making sure that they go back to the Stone Age and they can't even lift a gun. He's saying, lay down all your weapons. That's what Mr. Trump is saying. And everybody in the chat, please subscribe if you can and like. And if you want, you could support the platform. I will highlight your comments, good or bad. Israel prepared for any scenario to play out in the response to the attack on Iran, including retaliation from Iran's proxies in Iraq. Oh, now Iraq might get into it too because of this shit. Because remember, America already went there, and Syria, along with Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza, the officials added. This might spread bigger. This might actually get bigger. In the past year, Iran estimated to have spent between 700 million and 900 million on its proxies. Mainly Hezbollah, and officials said adding to both Israel and the US determined the cost of inaction was too heavy as the threat posted on Iran by Iran and its allied groups. This is not going to end. This is going to get worse and really nasty, people. And you better hope they don't start to what's called draft. The draft might come, right? And people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Every comment can be highlighted if you want. The Iranian people have been hurt and oppressed. Yes, 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 yes. They've been hurt and oppressed by their government. The Ayatollah, they're saying, are the supreme leader. They're saying he's running right now. I don't know if that's just a rumor, but they're saying he's going to Russia. Russia condemns this. Russia condemns this whole thing. What's going on? So it says fatality reported in Iran counterattack on Abu Dhabi. So it says a person was killed by shrapnel from the Iranian missile attack on Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates. I didn't know that. The Associated Press reported, citing the country's state media. Why did it go there? It's showing what's going on. Israel, right there. Israel's so close to Iran. This is not a good thing. This too close to Iran. So America really has to bomb them out. So they're probably using Israel's bases and stuff like that. America's right in Israel right now, setting up things, right? Afghanistan, you're right. So right now, Russia is supporting. They're not supporting this. They're angry, but they're hypocrites. Russia, you guys are fighting a war. What you're killing you're killing tons of people. Russia, but they're taking the sides of Iran. Russia is taking the sides of Iran. This is actually, if you believe in biblical stuff, this is in the Bible. This is in the Bible, people. then not to scare people, this is in Revelations. Russia, Iran, and America. It's all there. It's all in the Bible, people. And people, please subscribe, bring up the likes if you can, and support the platform. All comments will be highlighted if you want that to be highlighted, and I'll start to read more. Right? So Trump says he wants freedom for the people in Iran. Washington Post reports that in a brief phone interview overnight, President Trump said he wants Iran to be a safe nation. All I want is freedom for the people, he told the people. So he's Superman now. Now Trump is Superman, right? Iran Supreme Leader President were targeting Israeli strikes, sources said. Of course they want him. Of course they want him. They want him for sure, people. If you're in America, get ready, man. I don't know about how things are gonna go for your food, your groceries, and all this stuff. And he's doing all this stuff with the tariffs. It's not a good time to be in America. Trust me. Or even in Canada, because that's the neighbors. Like everybody's scared right now. Should be scared. This is real war. Hope that's why they got to take them out. They can't make Iran have no type of response where they could send missiles to America or send missiles even to Canada. They might just turn it around just to get somebody, right? Iran's supreme leader, president, were tagged in Israel strikes. Source say a source involved in Israel strikes on Iran told CBS News that Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, I think that's how you say his name, and the president Mossad I'm not even trying to say his name right. Mossad Pezeshkian were among the targets of the first round of strikes. So the supreme leader was targeted. The supreme leader is a target, right? Supreme leader's been targeted, and the president. According to Associated Press, the first strikes, right? Yep. According to the Associated Press, the first strikes of the joint U.S. Israel attacks appeared to target the Supreme Leader's home in downtown Tehran, right? In downtown Tehran. It wasn't immediately clear if he was there at the time, but Iranian media reports claim both President and the Supreme Leader were safe. They're safe. They're safe right now, right? You're safe right now, right? Australia's Prime Minister expressed support for the U.S. strikes. Let's see if Canada supports America. I'm waiting to see that. And people, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. All if you want your comments to be, highlighted, support the platform. He also said calls for the Iranian leader to uphold human rights had gone up heated, adding that a regime that relies on the repression and the murder of its own people to retain power is without legitimacy. Albanese had been the key ally to the president. So Albanese. How do you write this? Albanese has been a key ally to the president Trump. The two leaders signed a critical minerals deal in October. There's all this stuff going on. There's a lot of drama going on. There's a lot of drama going on. But like I said, I've been saying it over and over that Epstein stuff, that whole thing with the Clintons was the distraction before the attack, right? Right? Carney made a tweet, Underground Nation. Yeah, Carney for sure probably made a tweet. I'm wondering if there's support. If I'm wondering what's going on with Canada. Is Canada going to support this? They're in between because I know they support Israel. I know 100% they're with Israel, but they're back and forth. This is the beginning of world. Well, this is the set off of World War III. This is the set off of World War III, and how world wars work is other countries all come into it, right? And so far, Russia, if you believe in the biblical thing, the Bible stuff, Russia is not happy right now. Russia is saying this is not what they shouldn't be doing this. This is not what should be going on, right? So this is big, man. This is very big. A lot of blood will be spilled. Even Trump is saying that he said that soldiers will be hurt. He's basically admitting that. We have to support. Much respect, much respect. We'll see. You're right. Probably America has to, I mean, Canada might have to support. It might have to support this, right? But then it's kind of very, like, there's a lot of Iranians, even in Canada. There's people who do support the overthrow of the supreme leader, but then there's some people who don't, right? They don't. So he says Iran condemns attack, says military will respond with all their might and resources. Iran's Minister of Foreign Affairs posted a statement Saturday condemning the US and Israeli military assaults, challenging it a gross violation of Iran's territorial integrity and national sovereignty. So they're angry. They're angry with this whole thing. It accused the U.S. and Israel of violation the United Nations Charter, which is clear armed aggression and vowed to defend itself. The armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran will use all their might, and you use all your might. There's fighting words because Trump just said you guys better lay down all your weapons, or you guys are gonna face some hardcore attacks, right? The armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran will use all their might and resources to confront the criminal, they call them the criminal aggression, and repel the enemy's evil, the foreign minister said. So they're calling them evil. Iran has military. So people, please subscribe, bring up the likes, man. Support the platform. All if you want your comments highlighted and around, just support the platform. But please subscribe. The armed forces, so it says, now is the time to defend the homeland and confront the enemy's military aggression. Just as we were ready for negotiations, we are more ready than ever for the defense. So, war, 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 war. This is World War III. This is World War III, people. They're setting it off. It was already going on, but this is World War III. And China's been talking. I don't know if it's rumor, but China's saying they're sending something to Iran, right? China says they're sending some stuff to Iran. Israel warns Iranians to stay away from military installations as strike continues. You hear that? Israel warns Iranians to stay away from military installations as strike continues. So the people who are protesting, right? The people who are protesting, they want them to basically rise up now. So the Israel military posted a notice online Saturday in the Farsi language, warning Iranians to stay away from the military installation in the country as the joint U.S. and Israel strikes continue. The message from the Israel Defense Forces warned all individuals located inside or near the military installation factories and military infrastructure that they were in proximity to weapons and facilities that are dangerous. They're nearby that. The IDF cautioned Iranians to evacuate such areas immediately until a new announcement was issued. Your presence in these locations puts your life at risk. So they're blowing them all up. Every single military thing, what looks like, it's a weapon, is going to be blasted. They're going to blast them. Remember, Trump doesn't give a damn. He already sent the military to Venezuela, so he's on a what's called his mission. Sources tell CBS News that the U.S. bases in Bahrain and Jordan targeted with missiles. Woo! Why? Major U.S. military base. Oh, because the military bases. Oh, so this might even make those countries get into some shit too. This is big. Mm-mm. I didn't even really. I heard about something, but they actually hit those places. Those are the places where they could hit the neighbors. A major U.S. military base in Bahrain had been targeted in a missile attack, and a local source confirmed CBS News. Bahrain state media said that the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet headquarters was the target of a missile attack. So they did. They sent something over there, right? So that's what could happen. They could hit places over there. And people, please subscribe, bring up the likes if you can to the Down to Earth Network. Yes, U.S. bases were also targeted in Jordan, sources told CBS News. There were no immediate reports of of missiles hitting the U.S. bases. They're back. U.S. bases were also targeted in Jordan, sources told CBS News. There were no immediate reports of missiles hitting the U.S. bases. Explosions were heard in Kuwait, according to numerous media reports, where the U.S. also had a significant military presence, as well in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates, where there is a base housing U.S. military personnel, according to the AFP news agency. Qatar broadcast Al Jazeera reported explosions in Qatar's capital, Doha, also, and the country's defense ministry said the missiles had been intercepted. Iranian state media claimed that all U.S. bases in the Middle East were being targeted in response for the ongoing U.S.-Israeli attacks on the country. So they're basically telling those countries, sorry, man, you guys have the American bases there. We're going to have to attack those because that's where they're staging their whole thing against us. So they're saying sorry, but they just got to do what they got to do. Flights canceled to Israel, of course. Okay, so what do you guys think about this? I know a lot of Americans are probably scared right now. The MAGA people, do you guys support it? The MAGAs, all the MAGA people, do you guys support what's going on? This is crazy. The U.S. embassies across the Middle East issue shelter in place of warnings. So it's spreading everywhere. This is not going to go away in a day. This is not going away in a week. Right now, today, Saturday, is going to be some major bombing, some crazy bombing, right? Some crazy military bombing the hell out of the Iranian whatever defense. They're going to turn them to dust. So today is the major attack, right? And Trump basically warned Americans that there might be some casualties. So he's being honest at least. He's saying there are gonna be some Americans who die, who's in the military. What do you guys think about that? And it's gonna continue. This is not, oh, they just went to go blast them and they're leaving. Israel is right next to Iran. Remember, I'm going to say Israel is right next to Iran. Iran exiled Crown Prince Pahlavi tells protesters the time is to return to the streets is near. Okay, yes, everybody's jumping in. All I know, Russia is not supporting this. Near total internet blackout in Iran. Of course, there's an internet blackout. Netanyahu operation aims to remove the existing threat posed by Iran's regime. Netanyahu, a whole bunch of things is going on. Whole bunch of things is going on, people. America at war. If you just joined the chat, America is at war with Israel. They have attacked them. There was a military buildup for weeks. I've been telling people about this. I've been saying, talking about the distractions in the media from this. And Trump lost the time when he lost that whole tariff stuff. And people thought that it was like, oh, he warned people. He had a cryptic message. He had a cryptic message. And this is what it was. You got him angry, right? And now he's using the American military to attack people. Israel. So what else is he doing, man? Iran's right next to Israel, not far. So what's going on? This is what's going on. And people, please bring up the likes and subscribe. If you want your comments highlighted and read, support the platform. Trump urges Iran's military to lay down its arms and civilians to take over your government. Let me read this again. This is what Donald Trump put out there. Trump urges Iran's military to lay down its arms and civilians to take over the government. After, imagine, you think they're going to do that? Lay down their arms, right? After announcing the massive U.S. military strikes on Iran, Mr. Trump issued a warning to Iran's powerful Revolutionary Guard Corps, which is under the direct command of the supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. I think that's how you say his name. as well as the rest of the Iranian armed forces and police, telling them to lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or in the alternative, face death. So he says, if you guys give up, you have immunity. But if you don't, face death. That's what Trump's saying, right? He encourages Iranian civilians to seek shelter, warning intense bombings. Yes, today, all Saturday. Yes, not the guy to horse around. You're right. He encourages Iranian civilians to seek shelter, warning the intense bombing. I'm sorry, man. I have to laugh because I've been telling people about this for weeks, right? Yeah, killing again. None of them gave him authority. Yeah, no one, he doesn't care, bro. Trump doesn't go by authority, people. He's not going by authority. He doesn't give a damn. He encouraged the Iranian civilians to seek shelter, warning them intense bombing, but he also urged them to overthrow the Islamic Republic like it's easy, regime that has ruled over the country since 1979. The hour of your freedom is at hand, he said. When we are finished taking over, this is what he's saying. This is interesting. He says, the hour of your freedom is at hand, he said. When we are finished taking over your government, that's what he said, it will be yours to take. This will probably be your only chance for generations. That's a big message. I got to say this again, what he said. He says, the hour of freedom is at hand. When we are finished taking over your government, he's saying, when we're finished bombing the hell out of you in Iran and taking over your government, right? So he's very cocky. They're taking over the government. Now it will be your people to, your generation to take over from them. So you think it's easy like that, just bombing and doing all this stuff to the country and then the people just take over? It's going to be civil war. So America and Israel, well, you can't just bomb and do all this stuff and just leave. It's going to be civil war. The country is going to be actually worse, right? It's going to be more worse. So let me read what you're saying. For now, whoever has the biggest stake is the authority, which is U.S., which is the U.S. Yeah, the U.S. And people, bring up the likes and please subscribe. America's in war. How do you Americans, if you're America, I know everyone around the world is tuning in, but in the chat, if you're American, how do you feel about this? Do you support? One in the chat, if you support this war. Two, no. If you're American, one in the chat, if you support the war. Two, no. Let me know. I want to know, because there's a lot of people who support Trump. Trump's going to jail. They might try to use this as the thing to impeach him. They might try to use this, the Democrats. But let's see how this works. You support the war. Two, no. So some people support the war. Below zero supports the war. Salty Spotted Dog supports the war. Right? Focus on the Trump-Stein files. That's gone. All the file stuff was a distraction. I was saying this for weeks. I know they should be bringing up the dirty men who are in that, but now this is overshadowed now. You see, I was telling people this is going to happen. Distractions, distractions, distractions. And this, if you want to call it a distraction, is the biggest thing. And it's the beginning of, well, it's not the beginning, but it is sparking off the World War III, right? World War III, 100%. This is sparking World War III off. Russia is not with it. Russia's not with it at all. Russia's angry with America. They're really angry with America right now, Russia. They're saying this is not right, but they shouldn't be talking about this. Now, this is what they're saying now. The U.S. urges citizens in Qatar and Bahrain to shelter. Okay, let me go to something else, because this is recent news. This just happened this morning, Saturday morning. Saturday morning is fresh news, people. It's not old news. They done this probably, like, I think they attacked maybe like one. I'm gonna look up the exact time, but it was early, maybe like 2 a.m. in the morning. U.S. launches major combat operations in Iran, Trump says. President Trump announced it on Truth Social, his own platform, that the U.S. has begun launching major combat operations in Iran early Saturday morning. So that's why a lot of people didn't know, because it was first on his platform. People, please subscribe. If you're in the chat, bring up the likes. It helps the platform. Trust me. And we're on all podcast platforms. Trump's latest threat to Iran focused on its nuclear program, not protest. So, yeah, it's the nuclear program he wants to dismantle, which he is dismantling. Right now, as we talk, there's bombs going off, right? President Trump threats to Iran early this year were focused on regime's brutal quashing of the massive street protest in January, but on January 28th, Mr. Trump threatened Iran in True Social posts with an attack far worse than the strikes he ordered against the country's nuclear sites in June. If it didn't agree to a deal to curb its nuclear program, if it didn't agree with a deal, he would do some more. Remember, he went there already. He gave them a warning, right? It was the first time he had linked the major U.S. Navy deployment in the Persian Gulf region to the long stalled nuclear negotiations. A massive armada is heading to Iran, he said in his January 28th post. So he did put stuff in the post. No one is paying attention to it. They're all paying attention, crying, asking for these Epstein files, right? So he said, January 28th post, it is moving quickly with great power, enthusiasm, and purpose. Hopefully, Iran will quickly come to the table and negotiate a fair and a fair deal, no nuclear weapons, one that is good for all parties. Time is running out, and it's truly in the essence. That's Trump. That's Trump. Now, where does this put America? Where does this put America, people? It doesn't put America in a good situation right now. He's fighting a lot of fronts right now. And Russia, China's watching, the whole world is watching now. Right now, people don't even know this. They're just waking up to hear this. As someone in the chat didn't know what was going on. People, it's 8:26. People are waking up to have their breakfast. Some people don't watch news. People are just going on to social media, and they're just starting to see this right now, right? So this is fresh. They're just knowing about it now. So this is going to be the biggest news, right? All through the day, all through the year. It's going to be going, because the war is not going to stop. It's going to continue. People, please subscribe, bring up the likes. I will highlight your comments, and it will stay on the live all through if you support the platform. Right? Right? We got the super chat now. Now we got the super chat, people. So let's see now what's going on. What else is going on? U.S. sent 2 aircraft carriers. So they have some serious artillery down there. And remember, I don't know if you heard what the man was saying. He ain't leaving until they are gone. Trump's not leaving until they're wiped out, or you better give up. He's saying, give up or be gone, taken out, right? Murder, dead. U.S. sent 2 aircraft carriers towards Iran ahead of strikes. As Mr. Trump puts pressure on the Iranian regime, the U.S. sent a large contingent of naval vessels toward the Middle East, including 2 aircraft carriers and their escort ships. As of February 26, at least 12 ships were in the area overseen by the U.S. Central Command, which covers the Middle East. According to a Navy official, that includes the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, 7 destroyers, and 3 littoral combat ships. A second aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, and 2 destroyers were in the eastern Mediterranean, and 3 more destroyers are in the Mediterranean, but their locations were less clear. The Ford was previously in the Caribbean region, part of the broader military buildup near Venezuela. Man, this man is using the military like crazy. That's why he's paying them more money. That's why he gave more money to the military. So World War III has sparked off. Sorry, it's 2026. World War III is sparked off. This is what it is. Israel, right? And America right now. It's even in biblical terms. You could look up, this is in Revelations and shit like that. If you believe in the Bible, I know there's some Bible people right now. This is what's going on. I know they know this. Gog and Magog, you know about that. Now, China and everybody, we're going to hear their opinions on this. Iran's supreme leader warns of regional war. Of course, he warns of regional war. Of course. But I'm hearing he's running. I'm hearing he's going to Russia. He's trying to leave right now. Remember, they kidnapped the guy from Venezuela. So that is an example, right? People, please like and subscribe, support the platform. All if you want your comments highlighted, just support the platform. Much respect to everybody. So Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali warned in early February that any U.S. strike would spark a regional war in the Middle East, according to the Tasman news agency. Maybe he's right because America can't leave. If you leave, it's going to be a civil war. And how they're saying it's your guys' time to take over after we take out your government and dismantle them. It's the time for the new generation to take over. That's what Trump is saying. The Americans must be aware that if they wage a war this time, it will be a regional war, the supreme leader said, claiming the U.S. was looking to take control of Iran's mineral wealth. Oh, yeah, sorry to say, you know how Trump talks about taking over countries. He says the mineral wealth, and he said how he took over Venezuela. He was cocky about using their stuff. So Trump is, it could be true. Later in February, as another U.S. aircraft carrier and its escort ships neared the region, the supreme leader issued even more pointed warnings, posting an he done AI too, AI generated images of American ship at the bottom of the ocean. A warship is certainly a dangerous weapon, but even more dangerous is the weapon capable of sinking it. That's what the supreme leader said in the speech, sinking it. So he threatened America, right? A lot of people, this went over your heads because people were concerned about Epstein files. Still concerned. But this went over a lot of people's head. Remember, and all the stuff what was going on in America. So that's what it was, the cook up. He was cooking up all this distraction with the ICE and the list goes on. And with aliens and UFOs, meanwhile, they're flying over and near to do this war, to spark off the World War III, which this is what he wants. Now, Trump's not going anywhere. Trump's not going anywhere. Remember, you think what 3 years? If this as this war gets worse, he's not going anywhere. Trump is going to be probably the president for a good while. He ain't going nowhere. This is wartime. Mm. So, what to know about Iran's nuclear program? They got a lot of shit. I have to admit, they have a lot of stuff. As of mid June 2025, shortly before the US struck three Iranian nuclear facilities, Iran had enriched some 972 pounds of uranium up to 60% purity, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency. The significant increase from 605.8 pounds reported in February 2025. So this is getting crazy. The material is just a shortage step away from the weapons grade 90% enriched uranium. Okay, one U.S. intelligence summary from June found that Iran could potentially make a nuclear weapon within 3 or 8 months. What's not clear is however is whether the Iranians have made the decision to build a nuclear weapon. They're saying they made it for other reasons, for power. Iran is believed to have halted, right? Have halted its nuclear weapons program. Let's see, weapons program in 2003, and the U.S. intelligence community assessed last spring that the country was not building a weapon at the time. So this is crazy. This is crazy. What's all going on, man? World War III is right now. Sorry to say, man. We gotta be worried if Russia steps into this. We got to be worried if they really can send a missile close to America, which I think America has it good still. Like people are going to think, oh, America's going to get hit with something. It's kind of like a fantasy. It's almost like a fantasy. The way the places where they get hit is the bases in the Middle East, right? The bases in the Middle East, they could hit them. But people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, right? So this is fresh news. This is going on right now. People are waking up and finding out about what's going on right now. Somebody saying that Russia and Iran is no threat. Well, let's. Do you want to test to see if they're no threat? Do we want that? Right? Do they want to test that out? If they're no threat, right? Iran is no threat. Russia's no threat. China's no threat. I think China is a threat. I think China is kind of a threat now. My research, what I done, China is the one who's the threat, right? But America, gas, a lot of things are gonna go up, right? This is World War III. This is World War III going on, right? So you're gonna have Russia talk and speak out, and Russia might even bring their own people there. What would you guys do if Russia sets up in the Middle East and start bombing Americans? What do you think will happen if Russia brings their weapons to Iran and strikes America the Americans in the Middle East and strikes Israel? What do you think will happen? Because Russia can hit some targets. They might can't hit America, but they can hit the Middle East. Russia's already in Iran, right? They can hit them. Drafted. I hate because my sons are at the age to get drafted. I don't want all this, but I understand the reasoning. Yes, Americans, you might get drafted. You might get drafted if it gets bad because, first of all, there's civil unrest in America already with the ICE. That's why it's all planned, people. It's all a plan with the ICE now, right? This is wartime now. It's all a plan. So you're right. Get ready to get drafted. Get ready to be forced to get drafted, especially if there's casualties. A lot of you might have to go to fight. Will you fight? One in the chat if you will fight. Two, no, if you're American. One in the chat if you will fight. Two, no, if you are American. And people bring up the likes and please subscribe. Right? You ready to sign up? You're ready to sign up for the war, so oh, okay, so you're ready to sign up. Oh, Lee, man, it's going to be bloody. It's not going to be like an Iraq thing. Trust me. These people who look up to the supreme leader, do you think they're going to give up like the people in Iraq? Do you think they're going to give up like the people who was with Saddam? Do you think it's the same respect they have for the supreme leader? No, right? No, I don't think so. It's a little bit different. You could call it a cult-like following. So these people probably will rather die before America takes them over. Well, it's not all of Iran. Let's be clear. It's not all of the Iranian people because a big percentage want that guy out. But there's a percentage who worship this guy like he's almost a god. So they're going to die. You hear what Trump says? Lay down all your weapons if you want immunity. And if you don't listen, he's going to kill. He's basically saying you're dead. You're dead. That's what he's saying. Iran faces biggest wave of protests in years. Okay, I know about that. Let's go to some fresh news because I know it's going down. War news, Operation Lions Roar. That's what they call it. Operation Lions Roar, Israel-US launch joint strike. So this is only 3 hours ago, people. 3 hours ago. The live US-Israel strike, Iran says action. Okay. U.S. launches. So this is NBC News. It's interesting getting NBC News. I'm going to give you this NBC News, right? If anybody wants their opinions highlighted, support the platform, people. Support the platform. But let's see what's going on here. U.S. Israel attack Iran. So let me go bring this up. Okay, so let's hear some news. Let's hear some news. What's going on, people? It's crazy. Let's see.
Tomahawk missiles from Navy ships into Iran as part of this operation. Now, overnight, President Trump said
Let me know if you can hear.
combat operations have begun, adding that
Tell me if you can hear.
reaction there is massive and ongoing. The Office of Israel's defense minister is calling the strikes preemptive, declaring a special state of emergency, with Israel saying that Iran's retaliation has already begun with a barrage of missiles heading toward Israel. President Trump delivered these remarks just hours ago. Here is a portion of what he said. A short time ago, the United States military began combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious,
listen closely, people,
very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries.
So you see, this guy, he's bringing back old stuff. He's bringing back past situations. So this is like a revenge too. He's bringing back stuff from like this, the late 70s, and when they kidnapped some Americans and they killed, what he said, 200 of Americans back in the day. So this is actually revenge too. So he said more to that. He said they're not leaving until basically they destroy that whole regime. They're not leaving until they destroy the whole entire regime. They want them out. There's no talking anymore. He's saying no talking is going on. There's no peace talks. That's finished. You guys are gone. He gave you guys the chance to talk, and now it's over. Now it's over. Yes, the hostage crisis. That's why he's bringing old stuff up, which he can, right? This is revenge for all what's happened in the past, too. So it says a spokesperson for Israel defense minister earlier said that Israel had launched a preemptive strike against Iran. Iran Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a statement that his country and the U.S. had embarked on an operation to remove the existing threat, referring to Iran, and thanked Trump for his historical leadership. Dozens of people were killed and scores more injured in the Israeli strike. I didn't know that. On a school in Iran's southern county of Midnab, and semi-official Iranian news agency Mir News reported Saturday. So something happened. See, we don't even know what's going on. Iran is saying that Israel saying that they were attacked already. The Israeli military situation room said it was looking into the reports of fatalities at the school. And they're blaming Iran for it. NBC News was not immediately able to confirm reports of the strike or the associated death toll. So this is something what is gonna go under people. Like, they're not gonna really look into this story. This is part of their excuse too, of going into Iran. Middle Eastern nations, including U.S. allies, Egypt, have warned attacks could spiral into another major conflict for the region, right? Still reeling from Israel-Hamas war in Gaza Strip. This is nothing close to that. They're getting rid of the whole entire government. Okay? Mirjana Spolajaraki, president of the National Committee of the Red Cross, said military escalation was igniting a dangerous chain of reactions across the region with potentially devastating consequences for civilians. Humanitarians cannot match the pace or scale of suffering caused by continuous conflict. So, will there be refugees? I'm guessing there's going to be some refugees. You get what I'm saying? U.S. and Israel struck a city center and gloves are off. Oh. So you're saying U.S. and Israel struck a city center and gloves are off? Well, there right now, Israel is accusing Iran for striking some type of place, a school, right? Israel's accusing them. People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, right? So, the regime ended up crushing the protests. So this is all sparking from weeks and weeks and weeks of all things going on, right, in Iran. And this is World War III. So meanwhile, you're waking up having your cereal, your bacon, your coffee, and whatever you're doing. Um, don't get too comfortable now, right? Don't get too comfortable because the prices for things might go up. This tariff stuff, what Trump has done, is not helping America. So on top of the tariff stuff, now you got war, right? Now you got a war going on. This war is not going to go away, and he know the military ain't leaving Iran. People, yes, it's World War III. I believe everybody has their own opinions. This is World War III was already going on. World War III was already going on with the economic war. I believe this is just the sparking off of World War III. World War means other countries are in conflicts too. It doesn't just mean two countries, other countries. Russia is fighting with Ukraine. Russia is talking against America. Russia is talking against uh, Iran, against China is not supporting this, and Russia is not supporting this. So you have a whole bunch of countries that are talking, right? And they might want to come into this. So that's what a world war is, right? So, like I said, Russia is fighting with Ukraine right now, and now they're talking against America with Israel. China is rumored to be bringing certain things to Iran because they're with Russia. And then you're going to have, let's see what Canada says. Let's see what they're going to be saying. If they're going to support America with this, and are they going to support Israel with this? World wars is a whole bunch of countries within conflict, and meanwhile America's doing this. They can't concentrate on everything what's going on. So it's hypocritical that Russia, who's fighting a war, is condemning America for this right now. And then Cuba, America wants to go to Cuba. They're itching to go to Cuba now. And Cuba is saying they'll defend themselves against America. They're saying they're ready for it. So that's what a world war is. Yes, this is the spark off of World War III. Even in the Bible, it's in there. If you don't believe in the Bible, respect to you, but this is in Revelations that this is going to happen. They already went to Iraq. This is Babylon. You get what I mean? They already went to Iraq and now they're in Iran, right? Oh God, this looks more like a devil work. Of course it is devil's work. Of course it's devil's work. So you think that this is going to happen and they're just going to leave? That's the main thing. You think this conflict is just going to happen and it's just going to be like that? America can't leave. If they leave, a big civil war is going to happen. And Israel don't want that right next to them. Because if a civil war happens, they're going to be fighting Israel at the same time. Even if people are fighting each other in Iran, the threat of Israel still getting hit is still will be there even more. So Israel is hitting, right, Iran with America. This is in Revelations. This is in Revelations. All the stuff people been talking about in the biblical stuff, if you believe that. This is in prophecy. So it's not just emotion right now, it's in prophecy. It's the whole thing, what even Israel believes, right? So this is the time. If you don't believe, whatever. But my opinion, this is the spark off of World War III, right? And this is a way so he could stay in power, right? This is a way that he could stay in power longer. Remember what I was saying. And remember, I had it on point. Anybody who watches this platform, I was saying the whole thing with the files stuff was all a distraction. Even though people want to know about these Epstein files and shit, that was all a distraction for this, what's going on. It's all a distraction. And now a lot of people are waking up and saying, oh, especially Americans, everybody in the world is waking up. Damn, look what Donald Trump done. Damn, this guy's serious. So when people were laughing at him about him losing his whatever tariffs, this is his revenge. He's saying, oh yeah, are you people laughing at me? Yeah. He said it. I remember he was angry. He was angry about it. That the war is escalating quickly. I believe Schizo Beats. I'm gonna have to make you a moderator soon, man. Yeah. He said reports are coming in. The war is escalating quickly. Yeah. Fair. They were staying biblical in World War III during the Iraq. Well, no, that's part of it. You're right. They were saying biblical during the Iraq, but it wasn't like that. It was stages, stages. That's why I said this World War III is just not it like that. It was a build. It's a build up. It's a build up, right? And I'm talking from when the two towers dropped. I'm talking from those times, 20, 25 years ago. That's when it started, the World War III buildup. And now it's all coming where they went, all the places where they're going, right? It's all coming. Now you got China and you got Russia, right? With America and Israel, all the actors in the theater of war, what's in the biblical stuff, right? Gog and Magog. This is really happening. And you're saying it's escalating. Yes, because Iran is sending missiles, right, to all the bases. They're trying to attack all the bases where America is. So it says Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a statement, his country said, yeah, okay, whatever, whatever. Let's see what else news. There's recent news. Right now, I'm going to refresh on and find out what is recent because it's changing as the hour passes. It's changing right now as time goes. People are waking up right now. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. People are waking up right now just to find out, right? Long before be in our yard. Remember this, okay? For the person who said that, Hampton in the yard. Remember this. Remember from 9/11 times, they said they had cells, and you never heard about any more cells in America to attack. You remember all the cell stuff, what people are talking about? Remember that? You remember all the cells? Now you don't hear about it for years. Maybe they might react. You don't think Iran already has people in America? Yeah, don't want to scare people. They're called terrorists, right? You don't think Iran already have agents already in America? Let me say it one more time. You don't think Iran has agents in America? So when people are talking about attack, they can't attack you. Do you think they're doing the attack like the television movies, what you watch, saying a missile is coming from some far off place? No, they will be right there, right? Look, school shootings are happening in America. They can't stop that. You can't stop when this kid who's like 12 years old goes to a place and shoots up 30 people. So imagine an adult who's a trained professional in bombs and in the military in America, what he could do. If a 12 or 15-year-old could kill 30 people or whatever, shoot 30 people, imagine what an adult who's trained in war can do. So that is how they will attack. And people, please bring up the likes and subscribe if you can. So the latest US Israel launches strikes on Tehran an hour ago. This is just an hour ago. Let me see this. So that means all day, people, all day, they will be bombing the hell out of them. They want that supreme leader guy to give up. Iran's latest, Tehran launches retaliatory strikes after US and Israel attacks as Trump calls for the end of the regime terror. Iran has retaliated with strikes on U.S. and Israel military bases across the Middle East. So they are attacking Americans right now. What's going on? We're struck on Saturday morning, early morning, because it's Saturday morning right now. So it's way earlier than right now. It's going to 9 o'clock. So it must have been like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Explosions have been heard in Bahrain, which they attack, and the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet based, as well as the UAE Jordan. So yeah, they're attacking all the bases, all the American bases. They're attacking. That's the way they're gonna get Americans, is the military. That's the only way. Or if there's a cell in New York or LA or somewhere, remember, I'm gonna give you guys this for the ones who may think no. And people, please subscribe, like, comment. I'm going to break this down, going to get down to earth with you. If Trump is trying to deport tons of illegal aliens, remember that was the talk for a couple months recently. A lot of illegal aliens are in America who you don't know about. And he has the ICE out there to go after them. That's why. This is why his excuse or whatever could be why the ICE is out there. That means you have a lot of people who could be from Iran. We're thinking about just Spanish people. You're thinking about just Somalis. But the others, they're not telling you about. So imagine how much Iranians who could be loyal to the supreme leader. Not all Iranians support this, but imagine the ones who are loyal, or their cells, who are undocumented citizens in America, hiding like the rest. ICE better be going out there right now. Now, ICE have to do overtime right now because that's what they have. That's how they do it, right? They bring them in. America loves money. Iran has the money to give these cells to live in America and hide really good, right? On the whole, are good. Well, yes, there's people are mostly good, but yeah, people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Support the platform if you can. All comments will be highlighted throughout the live. UK, France, Germany urge Iran to end its nuclear program. Everybody is scared right now. This is everybody around the world is going to be talking. All the governments. U.S. Senate says Senate must vote to block use of U.S. forces in hostilities against Iran. It's too late. That's 14 minutes ago. That's too late, man. That's too late. All of this is going on. Putin discusses Iran with Russia Security Council. Vladimir Putin held a video conference meeting with members of the Russian Security Council to discuss the U.S. and Israel strikes on Iran. According to Russian state news agency, Russia's foreign minister earlier today condemned the strikes on Iran and warned the attack risk triggering humanitarian, economic, and possible radiological catastrophe. So is he putting out little threats, Mr. Putin? It sounds like Putin's trying to put out a little bit of threat. What do you mean radiological catastrophe? What the hell are you talking about, man? And you're in friggin' Ukraine doing your shit. What a friggin' hypocrite. What a hypocrite. And you're in what you're doing, right? This guy is talking tough, but he has emergency meetings, and he's doing what he's doing in Ukraine, killing. They don't want to hear that. As much as you hate Trump, he doesn't want to hear that. Oh, oh, he doesn't want to hear that. And all comments will be highlighted. If support the platform. He doesn't want to hear that. It's big hypocrite stuff. What's going on? Big hypocrite stuff. What's going on? Much respect, Mork, the Orc 69 in the chat. Right? What do you guys think of it? Especially American citizens waking up to this. American citizens waking up to this right now. Your government is in war. In war. This is what Trump says. All I want is freedom for the people. Donald Trump has said his main concern is freedom for the Iranian people as the U.S. launches military strikes in the country. All he wants is the freedom for the people. All I want is freedom for the people, Trump told Washington Post following his video message on Saturday morning. I want a safe nation. That's what we're going to have, the US president said. Helping who? Israel? Is that what it is? Right? Helping Israel. Mm-mm-mm. As long as you're helping Israel, they're not. This is like a slap in the spit in the face to Iran, because it's not just America, it's their greatest enemy who's attacking them. And right now, as we speak, it's 9 o'clock and going on. There's going to be several retaliations against Israel, and this is what's not good for Israel, because they have beef within their own country. The Palestinians ones, the ones who kind of were against them, they might react. This is probably their time in response to actually attack, do what they were always doing. And it will be different now because Israel is actually getting hit by Iran. And American bases are getting hit right now. So what do you guys think about this, people? Like I said, people are waking up right now. People are just waking up, finding the news right now, the media right now. That's why Russia done. Now I understand why Russia blocked all social media before this. They knew something was going on. They blocked all the social media before some big conflict happens. They block certain things, right? So now America done a filter even with their whole what you were saying. Which platform is it again? The TikTok stuff. So for sure, if you're using TikTok, you ain't gonna be talking on that shit, right? That's why all this so-called censorship is going on right now. Live updates. Let's see. I want to see what's going on. Live updates. Live updates. Because it's Truth Social. See, he went on his Truth Social to do all of this first. So now Twitter and the rest of them are going to be talking. Now Twitter and the rest of them are going to be talking. Instagram, it's on that. See, I like earlier in the morning, I seen this before I done the broadcast. I seen this early, from I think it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So, what does this mean for people? Some Americans say, "Oh, it's not going to affect me. It's all the way in the Middle East. It is going to affect you." And if you have people in the your families in the military, there's a lot of people who got family in the military. You used to really like Trump, but I feel like that cat is a little unhinged. You know what? It's not just Trump. Think of it too. You know what? Not just to put Trump in the spotlight. What's her name again? Hillary Clinton. When her campaign, people should not forget, her campaign was to basically take out Iran. Don't forget that. Her campaign, if she was president, she wanted to go to Iran already and make a no fly zone. She was planning to go to Iran herself. So it's not just Trump. It looks like a lot of them wanted to do it. Obama wasn't going to do it, but she wanted to do it, and she didn't become. She didn't become the president, right? So you guys got to look on the shit show what's going on, because people are still going to talk about Bill Clinton. What did Bill Clinton say for 7 hours yesterday? He said Trump was not involved in the Epstein files, right? So that should be big news, right? People want to know about this Epstein shit in America, right? And check it out. Check it out. This is overshadowing it. This is overshadowing that whole thing right now. The all of that investigation into the former president. This is overshadowing the whole thing. You could look it up. It'll be on social media, but guaranteed, right now, I could put money on it that it's going to overshadow the whole Bill Clinton testimony, this whole thing right now. Right now, especially for Americans, you're probably saying, damn, man, this man put us in a war. So the MAGA people, do you support it? Do you support this MAGA? Do you support Israel and America working together to take out this regime? Do you guys support it? That's what I want to know. The MAGA people, let's see. Let's see. People need to wake up and start helping themselves instead of waiting on others. Yup, yup, yup. But right now, America's going through it. This guy is angry because the Supreme Court, done what they were doing against his tariffs. He felt like he was, embarrassed and stuff like that. He done his speech. Remember, I even said this. I said after that speech, what he done, right? Addressing the nation that he's gonna attack. I just was waiting, right? I just was waiting. I knew OG Yaya dumped Trump and MAGA. Well, right now, nothing is going to happen to Trump unless they use this war to impeach him. Nothing is going to happen to Trump unless they use the war to impeach him, people. And people, please subscribe. Bring up the likes if you can. If you want your comments to be highlighted, you could, a small donation. Canada's 223. If you're American, it's nothing to support the platform, right? So, much respect to everybody. I'm seeing pictures of bombs and stuff going on. Bombs, bombs, bombs. Now, the supreme leader is talking tough. He's talking tough. Soon we're going to hear that they're going to be threatening Americans even more. We better hope there's no cells in America hiding right now what is loyal to these fanatics who don't want to lose their power in Iran. They don't want to lose their power, right? They don't want to lose their power. I'm expecting Donald Trump to talk again, right? Trump briefed Gang of Eight on strikes earlier in week. U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson said he was briefed in detail earlier this week about potential military action, so people knew about this. The Gang of Eight, that's what they call it. The Gang of Eight was briefed in detail earlier this week that military action may become necessary to protect American troops and American citizens in Iran. I received updates from Secretary Rubio thereafter, and I will remain in close contact with the President and the Department of War as this operation proceeds, he said. That's Mike Johnson, some probably politician. The Gang of Eight include the Republicans and the Democratic leaders. Oh, that's what they call them. There's a new name for them. So, see, that's where there's a split. See, when you see a split in the government, right, with both sides working. Look, check this. I got to read this, especially if you're American, to know what's going on. The Gang of Eight includes the Republican and Democratic leaders of the Senate House of Representatives. So they're saying that's the Gang of Eight, Republicans and some Democrats together. Iran is a proxy, have menaced America and American lives, undermine our core national interests, systematically destabilize the Middle East, and threaten the security of the entire West, Mr. Johnson said. Huh. They've been knowing about this. I've been telling people they've been cooking up this for weeks and weeks. They've been planning to attack. They've been planning to attack people. This is no surprise to me. This is not any surprise to me about this attack. It's a surprise to a lot of Americans who don't know better and certain people around the world who don't know better, right? It's a surprise. Now, you come out your bubble, right, for people who don't know what's going on, and especially you better talk again. Like, do you want this war? If you're America, if you're American, do you want this war? You have no choice. You have no choice, right? You have no choice. And people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. The U.S. Iran strike. What flight cancellation? There's flight cancellations, of course, because missiles and missiles and missiles and missiles are gonna go off. So he even warned of casualties, right? He warned of casualties, American casualties. He had warned about American casualties. So he's saying, expect that. Expect maybe some soldiers to die. He said that 100%. He said expect some soldiers to die. What do you guys think about that? American soldiers are in the threat of danger, which this is their job. It is their job to. You're in war right now. How long will it last? It's not going to go away, people. It's not going away. It's not going to stop. The war is not going to stop. It's not going away. It's not going anywhere. People are just waking up now from Friday night. It's Saturday morning, 9:09 as I speak, and the war has been going on, or the attacks been going on for maybe 6 hours. 6 hours probably right now. It's fresh. It's fresh. And you have a whole day and a whole night for this to continue. And even Sunday, they're not gonna be no ceasefires going on. So you say, oh, you're from London. I'm from London and it's gone now. Britain ain't for the Brits anymore. What's Britain gonna say? This is a good one. Below zero, because you've been in the chat long. I'm gonna read yours. Iran won't quit easily, and let's pray the other countries stay out of it. Yes, that's what I keep saying. I had this argument with my father too. I said, yeah, America, I know they're powerful, but Iran, maybe I think he changed his mind. Iran is not gonna just sit down and take it all, like how he said, give up your arms and like give it up, like the way how Trump is talking. No, they're not gonna give up. They'd rather probably die suicidal. You get what I mean? They'd rather die before they give up. They're not giving up, people. It's not going to happen. I don't know why Trump thinks that's going to happen. If someone needs to inform him that they're just not going to give up that way. And even if they bomb the hell out of them and the army is mostly whatever destroyed, they have a certain population what's not going to be wearing any uniforms. They're going to go undercover. They're going to go undercover and they're going to bring in all these people now. They're going to start bringing in these other groups from other places, and you say, "Come in, come here now. It's emergency. We have nothing to lose. Come in, all you guys, Hezbollah, whoever. If it's Al Qaeda still around, if that's facts or whoever, they're gonna just let them all in because they're gonna say we have nothing to lose. We're not gonna give up this country to America because that's what it is. If the other, if they're gone, even if they're not that good, the supreme leader, whoever comes in is going to be has to be loyal to America, and no nuclear programs and nothing like that will be going on, right? Nothing like that's going to be going on, no more. So, yeah, they're not going to quit. That's what's scary. Americans should know this. They're going to think, oh yeah, our military's strong. We're going to knock them out. They have no chance. It's not going to be like Iraq. It's not going to be like Iraq. It's not going to be like uh, whatever Venezuela. This is the spark off, right? The real spark off of World War III. We're in it. This is historical. This is history, like it or not. You might. No one wants war. No one wants any war to happen. But obviously, Mr. Trump knows that he has to do something. He has to do something, and the distraction is war. The distraction is war. Maybe he doesn't want them to talk about the Epstein stuff anymore. Maybe he knows that something might come up on him. If maybe some digging is going on. Maybe, like I said, they're going to ask him to testify. And now with this war stuff, he has no time to do any testifying. That could be his excuse. This could be all, like I said, an excuse for him not to testify. The billionaires who were involved with Epstein are probably happy right now. The ones who were involved, that now all of this war stuff is going on, so it gives them time to whatever bring a defense or maybe escape and hide in some place in the world. So this is giving people time. 100%. I could put money on that. This is giving people time. 100%. So now, like I said, it's the morning time. It's 9. It's in the morning. You're waking up, all you people, and war is happening. It's not going to stop. So all the people who are on social media talking about things what don't matter. This is what matter the most because it's going to affect your food, right? The prices with the tariffs on top of it. It's going to affect people who have family in the military. So if you have family in the military, they're going right now. It's going to escalate. It's going to escalate. The only thing what I'm not saying I'm ready to see, but I won't be surprised to see it, is if Russia or somebody steps into the conflict because they're going to feel, wait, you guys are bullying Iran. Israel and America, you guys are bullying Iran. That's what they're thinking. Wait a minute. Israel, man, you got America helping you. Do this. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm friends with Iran. We have a deal for oil. So they already knocked Russia out with Venezuela. And Iran's a longtime friend with Russia. And I know they have a deal with Russia. Russia just had a meeting not too long ago in regards to this. So they are making up, they're coming with a decision if they should enter it. So imagine if Russia announces that they're going to Iran to defend Iran because it don't seem like they like Israel. It doesn't seem like they like Israel, people. And people, please support the platform. Right now, I got the super chat now. So the super chat is showing that you support the platform, and your comments will be highlighted through the episode. So Iran's latest U.S. and Israel launches strikes. So right now they're being quiet. Of course, it's a military operation, so they don't want Iran to know their next move. But they're bombing the hell out of everything what they see as a threat, as a military threat. Make it there. They won't make it there. What I mean, make it. I don't know where they won't make it there. Russia's already in Iran. They're already there. I've been saying they're gonna be coming there. They're already been there. China's there too. They've been doing stuff with who you think's helping them with this enrichment. Who you think's been helping them to develop these weapons or whatever they're doing? It's been Russia and China. They're there already. They're just going to be coming more. They're going to come more stronger. They're already there. They're already there. So guess what? They're going to come. They're coming there. Is America going to block Russia out? How is America going to block Russia from coming? What, they're going to bomb Russia? Is Israel going to bomb Russia? That wouldn't be a smart thing to do. How will they stop China from going there? How are we going to stop China and Russia from going to Iran? Let me know. How are they going to do all of that? It'd be interesting to see. Right now, everybody in America is waking up to their president declaring a war on Iran. They ain't coming there to fight. They're going to come there to supply. That's how Russia's sneaky. They don't have to come fight. They're going to come there to supply. That's what America has done with Ukraine. They didn't go to Ukraine to fight. They send missiles or weapons to Ukraine and Canada too. Send money and missiles. So what Russia will do, which they have done in the past, is supply them with something. Whoever's around, right? Right now, update. I told you, Mr. Putin's not happy. He has a meeting. He's not happy with this. He already criticized America, right? He criticized America already, right? So they call this operation is Line Roar, U.S. Israel U.S. launch joint strike. It says Iran to dust. Iran to dust. U.S. military. This is all recent news. They ain't coming there to fight. Yeah, they're coming there to supply some stuff. They don't fight like that necessarily anymore. They don't. They do. They supply stuff. That's how they're gonna do it. supply. And there's probably Iranians already in Russia themselves. That's another thing people don't understand. The people who will be coming, if they do come, will probably be Iranians who are already been in Russia. You don't think that they don't have a whole bunch of Iranians in Russia who's part of their military? Russia has Africans in their military. A lot of people don't even know that. A lot of things is going on. So US and Israel launched major joint assault on Iran. It's not going to end, people. It's not going to end. So take this seriously if you're American. Take this seriously. And everybody in the world, not just American, all people in the world, everybody in the world, take this seriously because it's not going to end. People think they're just going to bomb and just leave. Trump said it himself. He's not leaving. Trump already said, I'm not going nowhere. He already said he ain't going nowhere. They're going to be bombing the hell out of the place until they give up. They want them to give up. People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. This guy, he said he ain't going nowhere. He said he ain't going nowhere. This guy right here, he's not going nowhere. This is the man. This is the guy. Yes, your president, if you're American, your president is doing all types of things. Right now, people are wondering, what the hell is going on? Why am I waking up to hear about my government attacking another country? Did I sign up for this? Well, guess what? Some of you might have to sign up for this. Some of you might have to get drafted if it gets worse. Some of you might have to sign up for this and fight a war what you don't like. 100%. Might have to fight a war what you don't like. And people, please like I said, and subscribe if you can. Send him first. Well, so far he already sent a whole bunch of people. He sent a whole bunch of Americans. How much people? You seen how much weapons he sent over there? There's probably a couple thousand Americans right now in the Middle East. Some of the bases have been attacked. Right? There's a couple thousand already. Right? Ribbit, Rib Tip. There's a whole bunch. There's thousands of Americans already overseas. All those USS this and USS that carries hundreds of soldiers, American soldiers. So, and I swear they said there's some casualties. They're not being honest with everybody. They're saying there's casualties, but they're not being honest yet. That's gonna come out later. So U.S. is so what else is going on? I could say U.S. all they're saying U.S. participate in joint assault. Now let's see what what how much warships are there? Because this has been a buildup for weeks. I've been telling people this. I've been saying this is coming, right? They don't bring that much equipment for a bluff. You're right. It's not a bluff. They brought a whole bunch of equipment there, and it's no bluff. No bluff. Right now, they're bombing the hell out of Iran. They're bombing the hell out of them with Israel. On top with Israel, they're bombing the hell out of them right now. So let's see what did they bring? What weapons America what weapons did America bring to Iran? Because this is going on crazy right now. What weapons did they bring to Iran? The weapons the US could employ in any new strike. Okay, they already have it. Trump said Iran will soon have missiles able to hit the US. They already stopped that. Iran strikes threaten to deplete US weapons supply. Trump's unprovoked attack on Iran risk terror. Okay, CNN, let's see what CNN is saying. The weapons the US could employ in any new strike on Iran. Whoa. Whoa. The AB-1B bomber is seen at the A1 Udeid Air Base in Qatar in 2018. Yeah, I know they have that shit. Now, the Trump administration touted last year's bombing of Iranian nuclear sites as one of its great military successes. The U.S. Air Force B 2 bombers dropped 14 of the world's biggest bombs, hitting two Iranian nuclear installations without any U.S. casualties or loss of aircraft, including dozens of fighter jets, tankers, and support aircraft that helped execute the mission. Hmm. Now, President Donald Trump is threatening to attack Iran again, which he has, right? Again, this time solidarity with the hundreds of thousands of ordinary Iranians who have taken the streets to oppose the hardline regime in Tehran. But any new U.S. attack on the Islamic Republic is unlikely to mirror the one-time strike that hit three nuclear targets last summer. You hear that? They thought it was a bluff. This is what they said. This is an old thing. But look what's going on right now. It says, but any new U.S. attacks on Islamic Republic is unlikely to mirror the one-time strike that hit three nuclear targets last summer, analysts say. Those analysts were wrong. They were wrong. Any attack in support of the protesters would need to focus on a range of command centers and other targets related to Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard. That's what they're doing right now. Its affiliated Basi forces and the Iranian police force, which are the main organizations carrying out this bloody crackdown. So whatever the crackdown they're doing when the people were protesting and stuff, right? Sparked this. Whatever the U.S. does has to be very precise with non-IRGC casualties, said Hawaii-based analysts. So you guys are all wrong. You guys are all wrong. You guys were all wrong. All wrong. So, regional IRGC headquarters and bases can be hit by Tomahawk cruise missiles. Okay. The highly accurate Tomahawk can be fired from the U.S. Navy submarines and, oh, they're in the water. Surface ships well off Iranian shores, minimizing the risk of U.S. casualties. That's what's going on. Other cruise missile options is the Joint Air to Surface Standoff Missile JASSM, carrying a 1,000-pound penetrating warhead with a range up to 620 miles, 1,000 kilometers. The JASSM can also be fired well off Iranian shores from a range of U.S. Air Force jets, including the F-15, F-16, and F-35 jets, and B-1 and B-2 and B-52 bombers, as well as the U.S. Navy. They got it good. Oof, firepower. Mm-mm. The might of the U.S. Army. Iran, you ain't ready. I don't care about all the movies, and yes, they could have whatever they have. No. Mm-mm. That's why you say you guys better give up. I don't even need to read the rest of the weapons, what they got. You guys better give up, because unless you guys are suicidal, then bomb the hell out of you, and then you got Israel on top of it. Like, they ain't winning. The only thing what's gonna happen though after they bomb them is they're gonna leave that country to have a civil war. That's what's gonna end up happening. The country's gonna be messed up. Like, even though people don't like the supreme leader and stuff, what's gonna end up happening? Whatever. Remember, Iran's a developed country. It's not like it's no third world country. To the people who don't know, before people start saying all types of shit. I done my research over the years. Iran's not a third world country. Let me say it again. Iran has cities built up all around, like how you would say, like America, like Canada. They got highways. They got big cities with skyscrapers, clean streets. Thousands of people are living like how you be living, besides their supreme leader, but they're living like the West. That's the people who are protesting. So don't think it's a third world. But what's going to happen though, right? And in the retaliation, they're willing. They don't want America to have what they have built up. So a lot of shit might get destroyed. What their infrastructure. And that would be sad, that if the infrastructure is destroyed because of a war, that would be bad, right? That would be bad. People, please subscribe, like, comment. People are waking up to a war. The world is finding out about America and Israel attacking Iran. And a lot of Americans, especially, they're finding out right now what is going on. And I want to know your opinions, people. And I'll highlight your comments in here if you do a donation to the Down to Earth Network platform, right? Got the super chat going right now for all the future broadcasters. We've got the super chat. So people, please support, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. So Trump, I could play the audio, has basically threatened the regime, saying leave or you're going to be bombed the hell out. Um, give up, right? Give up and you have immunity. If you don't give up, it's death. If you don't give up, for you. So he wants them to give up. Let's see, dude, will they give up? I've seen people in the chat earlier saying, no, they're not going to give up. So if you don't know the history of Iran, you'll say anything, but they are not going to give up. Even they'll probably rather die. And remember, the reason why I say they'd rather die is because their arch enemy, Israel, they don't want them to have any type of victory over them. They don't want them to have any victory over them. 100%. They don't want no victory over them. Remember what they call them in their whatever the religion, what they will call them, and Americans. So they don't want to lose. Remember, you're not fighting just a normal war. You're fighting a belief system. You're fighting people, certain people, not all of them, but you're fighting a population what's loyal to the supreme leader, who have a cult-like, I guess, a cult-like following, right? So they're not gonna go away just easily like that. It's not gonna be that easy, right? It's not gonna be that easy. See, Trump took out soldiers out of Iraq, and now they're gonna be in Iran. So they got a lot of weapons going on right now. So what is he saying? The question Trump must ask before striking Iran, which he already done. He already done that. He's not asking. He's not asking nothing. He already done that. So you guys are late to the game. He already done that. He's not asking for nobody's permission. He didn't go to the UN. He looks on the UN as a joke. He didn't go to anybody. But people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Right? He didn't go to anybody. The strongest weapon to use against Iran, Washington, free bacon. So when this is old, okay. So what Iran also violently kills peaceful protesters. Yeah, that's what's been happening. What weapons and military forces could Trump use against Iran? He's using them already. He's using them. He don't give a damn, right? Pray for the troops. Yes, I like what you. Loco is right. Prayer for the troops, the American troops, because they're in harm's way right now. Even though they got a super army down there with Israel, the Israel is the ones they're gonna be protecting. That's what's going on. Israel is right next to Iran. It's not far away, so they probably made a deal saying, "Yo, America, you can't go anywhere. You aren't going anywhere until we make sure we got these guys running and they're not in operation anymore." So they're in there for a while, right? And there will be more attacks. You're gonna hear about maybe the supreme leader either dead, right? Or he escaped exile to Russia. So that's why I say Russia's sending something down there to probably try to get out the supreme leader. I wouldn't be. You see, America would love to capture him or kill him. That's what America wants to do: capture him or kill him, But Russia is going to try to probably, come into it. And right now, that the Ayatollah or what is, he gotta leave if he cares about his life. If he cares about his life, he gotta leave. Now, let's see. Let me update it. New news. Let me see how it comes out about the war. I'm not even saying that name about the war. Let's see what comes up. This is gonna show you how it's coming. See, okay, 2 days ago. So this is interesting. That's what I was saying about World War II. Ukraine war's latest: Putin may escalate if he doesn't get the only thing that can save him. And that's 2 days ago. So that's why Putin's putting his 2 cents in. When I said war, I was looking up the war. It's Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine so far. Soon it's going to be America and Iran. See? So let's put Iran, America, because that's what's the big news right now, right? They can't even get Zelensky. It's true. Russia can't even get Zelensky. Yeah, you're right. A lot of Russian troops have died, but they have died to the Ukrainians. But it was Canadians, it's Canada and America helping Ukraine. Ukraine. Let's get that. Let's get that clear. It's Canada and America helping Ukraine. U.S. Israel launch attack on Iran. Explosions in Israel Gulf Arab states. Iran tensions news live. So let's see. 13 minutes ago. Oh, as we speak, things are in motion. Iran US tensions news live. US Israel strikes on Tehran spark conflict. Okay. So reports say Iran's defense minister killed in the US Israel strikes. That's big. UK, Germany, France condemn Iran strikes. Oh, that's why I was telling you guys about this World War III business. UK, Germany, France condemn Iran strikes in the Middle East. US lawmakers calls on Congress. It's all changing, yo, as we speak. US, Germany, France condemn Iran's. US lawmakers call on Congress to curb Donald Trump's powers. India says deeply concerned in first reaction to US Israel strikes. Now this is in motion right now, people. Iran US tensions news live. US President Donald Trump has confirmed the role of the United States in the strikes against Iran, as he said that the US has begun a major combat operation in Iran. Israel said it launched okay, I already know that. Iran US tension news live. Saudi Arabia confirms Iran targeted Riyadh. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Well, that's old actually. So things been going on. We could call this secret war, but it's 2026. That's what Iran, U.S. tensions. Something happened in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. That was about. Let's see. No, that's now. What am I talking about? That's now. That's not old. A statement by Saudi foreign minister has confirmed that Iran targeted Riyadh and the kingdom's eastern region, adding that the attacks were repelled. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. It's spreading. This is World War III. How much people know about that? Saudi Arabia is saying that Iran sent some missiles to them recently. So they're just blasting off anything like crazy. They're just going brrr. They're just doing that shit. These attacks cannot be justified under any pretext or in any way, and they came despite the Iranian authorities knowing that the kingdom had confirmed that it would not allow its airspace and territory to be used to target Iran. So they are not with America using their base, but Iran still send missiles to Riyadh. Iran U.S. tensions news live. Reports say Iran defense minister killed in U.S. airstrike. So the defense minister is dead, they're saying. Iran defense minister Amir Nazir Zadi, a Revolutionary Guard commander, Mohammed Pakpour, are believed to have been killed in the Israeli attack. Reuters report, quoting 3. Iran, U.S. tensions, news live. UK, Germany, France condemns Iran strikes in the Middle East because it's going to hurt them too. They're worried. UK is worried. Other countries are worried too because they're friendly with America. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Iran, U.S. tensions, news live. UK, Germany, France condemn Iran strike in the Middle East. Right? UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has condemned what? It keeps changing. I'm on this thing what keeps updating, people. It keeps updating. So, like I'm saying, it's really fresh. The wounds are fresh. So, UK Minister Keir Starmer has condemned the Iranian retaliatory attacks on the Gulf countries after joint strikes from the US and Israel earlier today. So, what are they saying? Let's clarify this. In a joint statement with the French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Frederick Merz, he says, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom have consistently urged the Iranian regime to end its Iran nuclear program, curb its ballistic missile program, refrain from its destability actively in the region and our homelands, and to cease the appalling violence and repression against its own people. So you guys are with America. I was confused for a bit. We did not participate in these strikes, but are in close contact with our international partners, aka America, including the United States, Israel, and partners in the region. We, we are our commitment to the region stable. They're committed to the region state to be stable. We condemn Iranian attacks on countries in the region in the strongest terms. Iran must refrain from indiscriminately military strikes. We urge the Iranian leadership to seek a negotiated solution, which they're not going to negotiate with Trump. Trump is saying basically bow down. The Iranian people must be allowed to determine their future. They're not going to come with any deals with the Iranian whatever guy who's there. They're not going to be making any deals. Iran U.S. tensions news live. U.S. lawmakers calls on Congress to curb Donald Trump's war powers. So this is recent news, recent news. People, please subscribe. So they're saying right now in Washington, they're trying to stop this. You're trying to stop this. You can't stop it. It already happened. New Jersey Democrat lawyer Andy Kim on Saturday called for lawmakers to return to Washington and immediately pass a war powers resolution that would limit U.S. President Donald Trump's authority to carry out additional military action against Iran. Congress, congressional approval. Right now, Saturday, they're just going to bomb the hell out before anybody does any resolution. Right now, I have zero confidence in this president who has so flagrantly violated over Constitution, which they do. That is why we should have Congress immediately go back into session for the war powers. It's too late. People are waking up right now, like I'm saying. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. People are waking up right now to hearing about a war, right? So they want to try to stop it in Washington, some people, but Washington is split right now. Washington is split. You could see it, right? Donald Trump's authority to carry out additional military action against Iran without congressional approval. Right now, I have zero. He has no confidence in the president, this guy. Powers vote to reassert the American people, which, again, they don't want to be at war. Yes, Kim, who sits in the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, told CNN. We shall see. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Iran, U.S. tensions, news live. India says deeply concerned in first reaction to the U.S. Israel strikes on Iran, right? India's Ministry of External Affairs, MEA, in its first reaction to the U.S. Israel strikes on Iran, has said that the country is deeply concerned at the recent developments in Iran and the Gulf region. We urge all sides to exercise restraint, avoid escalation, which is going on. You're not stopping anything, India. You ain't stopping nothing. This is what is going on. It's not going to end. So let's see. Just remember answer B and the Congress Act. So I'm going to say it again. One in the chat if you're American, if you approve of this war. Two, no, if you're American. I'm from Mississippi. What was going to do when these cells that are already here start attacking? You have sense. Hampton, you got a lot of sense because I don't hear nobody talking about that. Listen what he said. I'm going to say this, even though there's no, donation yet, but I'm going to read this again. He's from Mississippi. What are you guys going to do when these cells that are already here start attacking citizens? Because remember the ICE, what was fighting out there to get these undocumented citizens, some of these cells are those people, not just drug cartel people, not just people from Somalia. Some of those people are those people, right? June is above my pay grade. So, like I said, the ICE, that's why ICE is out there fighting and doing all types of stuff because that is a preparation of what's going on. So if there's cells in America who are from Iran, that's how they're going to attack. They don't have to attack from a missile flying over or anything like that. They're going to attack with a human bomb. Yeah, nobody wants war, but clearly Trump is putting it out there. Nobody wants war, but there's already a war. It's already going on. He's with Israel. Israel took America in once again. Israel took America. Let me say it again. Israel took America in once again. Iran, U.S. tensions. So kind of Israel's with it. It's like they're saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, Trump. This guy, thank you so much. And you have to remember, his son-in-law is Jewish. Trump's son-in-law is Jewish, a proud Jewish man, right? Married to his daughter, and he's in politics. Remember that, right? Iran U.S. tensions. So what else is it? Iran U.S. tensions news live. Israel begins shifting into emergency mode. Emergency sector reports, and they're right targeted. They're right there. So forget just America. Israel don't care. Israel, no mercy. Israel has no mercy. They don't give a damn. According to the reports, the Israel newspaper Haaretz, Israel braces for Iranian missile attacks and its emergency sector has begun shifting into emergency mode with refinery operations scaled back and parts of its natural gas infrastructure temporarily, I think, locked up. Right now, I'm going to tell you what's going on. Right now, they're in bunkers in Israel. Right now, they are in bunkers. They're probably telling a lot of the people they probably have bunkers going on. People are underground. There's certain people who are underground in Israel right now because of this. They're sending missiles right now. Iran's sending it everywhere. All the bases, they're sending their missiles, even if it's intercepted. They're sending them every single place, and Israel is one major target, 100%. According to reports by Israel newspaper, okay, what else is there? Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Arachi has said, I think that's how you say his name, Arachi said the attack on the girls' elementary school in Minab, a city in Hormozgan, I can't even read, Hormozgan province of southern Iran will not go unanswered. Oh, so it's not Israel, it's in Iran. School, a girl's school was hit in Iran. Let me clarify that. Okay? And people, I gotta get a drink. Hold on. My mouth is dry. Hold Yeah, I got my drink. But yeah, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas. So he said on a girls' school. So this is how it kind of sparked off. They hit a girls' school. I don't know who they're blaming, if it's Israel or America. According to the state-run IRNA news outlet, the attack killed 53 students. Arachi said the victims were all innocent children. So Iran is putting out there that Israel or America attacked. When they done their attack, they hit a school, and 53 students died. But correct me if I'm wrong. When was this? Because was it? I know the time is different actually in down there. It's actually a different time. So, but Saturday, the Saturday school, that's new to me. Big Chill, what you're saying? Started it attack military bases in the area? Yes, they started to attack military bases in the area. So what you saying? Tell tell Mad Smith will be a lot shorter than most think. Iranian leadership will be replaced with Persian leaders. It's going to be a civil war, man. It's not going to be that easy as you think. It's going to be a civil war. This is not going to end. It's going to be a civil war, and other countries surrounding them who had conflict, Iraq, they're going to try to take over. Who certain people from other countries are going to think they're influenced that they could take over Iran. So you have to worry about even the other parties in the region. So for sure, there's some people in Iraq, because people forgot about Iraq, who think that they could take over Iran right now. So it's more complex than that. Sending the drones and the robots, that's what they're sending in. They're not going to have no ground troops. The only ground troops who are going to be there are from Israel. That's it. That's probably the deal. Currently 6:20 p.m. in Iran. So when did this missile hit? When did this missile hit? So wait, you're saying it's 6:20 p.m. So that means right now it's 9 going to 10. So that means they hit them about what? Wait, you said 6 p.m. in the evening, right? So they hit them about 3 o'clock. Oh, I see what happened. They hit them earlier. Happened because we're hitting, close man. To the border. They're hitting. Yeah, I'm hitting. So America needs to watch out right now. Yeah, there's more stuff going on. They're retaliating. They're retaliating. Now. Yes, and I heard this started of a school. They're saying America and Israel hit a school and killed 53 children. And this is not going to stop. Off. Yeah, it's balance is off. Balance. Yeah, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. IAI. Yeah, you want me to tell them about that? Yeah. I got an individual in the room talking about this. Is it? This is in Revelation. This is actually in Revelation. I had the vision maybe about 15 years ago. All I know is the initials IAI. IAI? And it was in the form of a balance beam. The balance is off now. When you hear us say the balance is off, is Iran, America, Israel. And this was when we were young. This IAI, it has come to fruition. It's real. Mm. You know, a lot of people used to say you're crazy. Mm. You know, this doesn't mean anything, whatever. And I've always wondered what IAI is. Also, if you want to do yourself a favor, put IAI, all caps, in your Google search. You hear that? And look at what comes up. That's all you got to do right now. IAI in your Google search and look it up. I remember look it up right now. Years ago, we looked that up. We looked it up. And that means what? Military, all types of stuff. Just don't say anything. Yeah. Just let them Google it. You guys Google IAI. This is when we were younger. We had the little kids. Yeah. We got that. I got that vision. Google IAI. Didn't know what to do with it, but it's today. That's my lady talking in the background. She's into this too, man. I'm sorry. She's into this. And she just gave me an update. it's going off everywhere around in the Middle East. Bombs are going off. I'm not watching the news. I'm just seeing the different stories, through Google. But she's watching it in real time, and bombs are going off everywhere.
So,
what they're attacking, Iran is basically sending missiles to anybody.
So U.S. bases,
right?
It's in Bahrain,
All U.S. bases.
UAE, so Dubai,
Yeah, it's going on.
Saudi Arabia.
People, please like, subscribe, comment, and your comment will be highlighted with a donation.
Did anyone look up the IAI?
I'm gonna make them. They're gonna look it up right now. Probably people are nervous and scared. They should look up the IAI. Look up
a vision.
IAI in your Google on your phone and tell me what you see. IAI.
All caps.
Right? All caps. Look that up. Right? So right now, remember yesterday I was saying this for weeks. The distraction of the whole files stuff. This is what it is. This is biblical. Some people don't believe in the God stuff, but it's in the Bible with Russia, China, and Iran, and what's going on right now. Live and direct, right? And people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I could see that people just woke up. A lot of people don't know about this, eh? They're just finding out right now.
They do everything to distract you. They do everything.
Yes, people are just finding out right now. Seriously, some people, they were at a party last night, especially like in America or Canada, and they had a hangover and they're waking up saying, "Wait a minute, Donald Trump." You heard what Donald Trump said? You hear what he said? They're not leaving in there until these guys give up. Basically, bow down to them and say, "Hey, we give up." They're not doing that. Do you think they're gonna bow down?
They're martyrs. They don't. They're not. They don't. Come on, man.
Trump said it. Did you hear what he said? No, it's kind of. I think I have to go to it.
Well, let's be
what
real.
He was saying.
Israel, the motor of this machine.
Yes.
They're also very stubborn.
Yes.
They don't give shit.
Israel's
it's them and what they say, and
yes.
that's it.
Yes.
I look.
Israel's very stubborn. Yeah, they're very stubborn. So they're not gonna. Both sides. But you hear what Trump said in his talking. What he was talking about. How he's basically saying, if you guys don't give up, he give them a chance. He says he either what did he say? He says he give them an ultimatum. He says if you give up, you will have immunity, right? But if you don't, death. Did you hear what he said? Death.
Yeah.
He brought death into it. So let me go back to Trump. Trump talks about attack, and what he said is like kind of he's bringing the Americans into the war. I hope Americans know that you are in war right now, and the prices for things in stores might go up, especially with this whole tariff stuff.
I'm just about to get a bunch of water right now too. Let's go.
That was my lady in the background. Talks. Yeah, talks war. I wanted to play the audio for you people to hear this guy, man. I'm still focused on the Epstein stuff. See, you're right. But now that's a distraction. You see? Yeah, I agree what you're saying, but this is like the war will overtake that. This is overtaking that. Right as we speak, there's missiles going off, bombs going off. You're right. You said what? Government of the world's trying to wake up Jesus, but they're going to get the aliens. That's a distraction too. That's a distraction, man. I was saying this for days. Do you hear how he was talking? Do you hear what? I got to go to that video about.
Yo, there's some weird stuff. Like it's bringing me back
Talks
to
about
things that I've seen.
Attacks.
Where are you going, Mom?
Talks about attacks. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I really want to see when he was talking. Trump claims Iran attacks aim to defend American people. Yeah, okay. He says it's aimed to defend American people. That's what he says. And people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Much respect, Big Chill. Yeah, man. I tell her, man. We always talk about these things, man. World situations all the time. Now I'm gonna play his audio again. Let's play this guy. Make America Great Again. I'm gonna play the audio.
Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas,
You hear him?
and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries.
Yeah, this was planned. You're right.
The regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days.
You hear that?
In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved.
So he didn't forget this. He didn't forget this, people. This is revenge. Revenge, I tell you, revenge.
With the attack on the USS Cole, many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer.
Hear this. He's getting hot.
From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have...
So that means they're going to those places too.
With blood.
It's not just Iran.
And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage.
I didn't know that.
Brutal. Something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror.
You hear that?
It just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protest.
You hear that?
It's always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear
weapon.
That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow,
you hear that?
Natanz, and Isfahan.
This is your guy.
Attack, we warned them never
He's talking
to
right now.
Their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore.
You hear that?
Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland.
You hear that?
Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military has undertaken a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this.
Hold on. You remember they're burning something just a while ago? Remember they're burning some statue? You think America wasn't watching that? Let's just listen to this guy again.
A very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We're going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their navy. We're going to ensure that the region's
I'm
terrorist
sorry how he
proxies
talks, man.
can no longer destabilize the region or the world
Mm-hmm.
and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will
Damn.
ensure that
He was
Iran
talking for
does
12
not
minutes.
obtain
Shit.
a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon.
5 hours ago. 5 hours. As I continue, people, please like, subscribe. If you want to, support the platform, yeah, I will highlight your comments. You get what I'm saying? This was 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago, he made the announcement when they attacked. So it's not too long ago, people. Not too long. Let's hear him talk.
Strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region.
Mm-hmm.
Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties.
Wait. You hear that? You guys catch that? Especially if you're in America? He says Americans' lives may be lost and we shall have casualties. So that means they're going hard. Blood will spill. That's what he's saying. Let me hear him more.
It often happens in war.
Often happens in war.
Not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that, with His help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary
Hear what he's going to say now. This is important.
And all of the police.
Hear this.
I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or in the alternative, face certain death.
You hear that? He said, you hear the threat? What, you hear what he put out to them? They got to lay down all their weapons. They got to give up or face certain death. He's promising that. Death. Right? He's right about the U.S. military, insanely powerful. Venezuela was U.S. third tier weapon. Yes, certain death means they ain't going nowhere until they wipe their ass off the earth if they don't give up. America is not going nowhere. So prepare for more attacks. Right? USA got enough weapons. Yeah, of course. Of course. Who said Iran has no chance? The only thing what's going to happen, though, the neighbors, they could hurt their neighbors. They could hurt Iran. That's what he said. They could hurt. They've been sending missiles to places already, right as we speak. They're sending missiles all around the Middle East. They're hitting places. So they could hit their neighbors. They can't stop that. America really, they could try, but they can't stop them from hitting their neighbors. So, yeah, they can't beat American military, but they could still hit Israel, right? They could still hit whoever's around, not necessarily beating America. We're going to see the new weapons, alien tech come to watch. Oh, where you believe that? They already have the tech. They have high-tech weapons already, man. Coming straight from America. They got high-tech weapons already. If you want to believe it's the alien tech, you could believe it, but whatever, they got high-tech weapons.
So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity.
You hear that?
Or you will face
certain death.
Finally, to the great proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered, Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your...
When we are finished, take over your government. He's saying basically when we obliterate the supreme leader, take over your government. It's yours to take.
Only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass.
You hear that?
May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. War, he's wearing a hat. I never seen Donald Trump wear a hat in ages. I don't even remember him wearing a hat. We were in the USA, a hat. So he's ready for war. And people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. He's ready for war. And it's early in the morning right now, people. It's about 10 a.m. Early, right? Early. Started 5 hours ago. Started 5 hours ago. So imagine how much death is going to be going on all through today. How many places will be getting bombed to dust. And there's going to be casualties. There's going to be some Iranians who innocent people who might feel this. This is all around the country. They're attacking all places all around the country of Iran. Iran's not a small country. Iran has a big population, and this is where it gets crazy because some people, yes, America's a strong military, but do you guys know of Iran? What's the population of Iran? And how did this leadership, supreme leadership, control all these people for so long? What's the population? It's not 3 million people in Iran. What's the population of Iran? Because this is what makes things, the judgment of how it's going to go. It's not a small population, right? So it's, whoo, damn. What? I didn't know they have that much people. I thought it was less than that. No. 92,900,000. They almost have 100,000 people? 100 million people? Not 1,000, 100 million people. They almost have that. 92 million people? Wait a minute, man. Come on. So that's a lot of people. So you're telling me that that supreme leader been controlling all these people for that long? It's not a small country. 93.2 million people. 93.2 million people. That's pretty big. That's a big population. And Iran's not a small country, so this is a major assault. And it's a developed country. Damn. That's a lot of people, man. So are all of them against the supreme leader? That's the thing. This is what's a scary thing. Even if you got 10, 15 million people out of the 90 million who support the supreme leader, 15 million people is scary because even if America knocks everything out and they try to put another government in, there's going to be war. There's going to be civil war. 92 million 93 million people. The military and the police that Trump wants to give immunity. Yes, 90% are against supreme leader. But my point is, you're right. Even if 90% are against the supreme leader, the 10%, which could be, just say, if it was 10 to even 15 million people, that's some countries don't even have that population. 10 to 15 million people will make a country unstable still, even if it's the majority says they're against it. That 15 million is dangerous, right? That population is dangerous. Even 5 million is dangerous. See, 10% is still dangerous. 10% is still dangerous. That's like saying in America, 10% of the people would want to do something against their own government. That's still dangerous. It's not 3 million, it's not 2 million, it's a good amount of million. Even if not 20 million people could be with this guy. That's a lot. That's still an unstable country. Millions of people still supporting that regime. It's not a good thing, people. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, right? Got the super chat in here. If you want to support the platform, I will highlight your comments and everybody will see it read from now, right? So let's see. Iran population, it's big. And their cities are developed. Only ignorant people would think they're not. They're Persians. That's the proper name to call them, Persian. And not everybody's Muslim in Iran. A lot of people are Christians and stuff like that. So not everybody's Muslim, right? A big population are not Muslim. So 200% inflation is insane. A lot of things are going to be happening, man. How's this going to affect America? We're going to see a lot of people talk against Trump even more. That's why he has the ICE out there. That's why he has this censorship thing going on with TikTok. Now you see it's all coming together now. So when America, if they go out in the streets and start protesting against this war against Trump, because they're going to use this to try to go against Trump, guess what's going to happen? The ICE will be out. And the next stage is bringing back the war to America. I personally think civil war is going to break out in America within the next, maybe not now, but in the next 5 years, because I'm seeing too much of a pattern of Republicans and Democrats coming together, forming some undercover shadow, whatever government shit, what's going on, because it's been going on. Trump's been faced with Republicans and Democrats coming for him in the last couple of judgments, right? Oh, Israeli company. Oh, that's what it is. So wait, the Israeli company, I heard about that. Schizo Beats, thanks for that. They bought TikTok. It was Oracle, the company Oracle. So it's an Israeli company, which they're big in spying, bought the part of TikTok. So even Americans, you lost your freedom of speech. I've been saying that. You guys basically lost your freedom of speech. That's why I could kind of understand people are scared to talk, right? I pray it doesn't. For years after elections, Americans traditionally said, "We'll get you next time." Perhaps it's the large number of people from other countries, but now if we lose an election, it's time to fight. Hopefully, Americans fight. Hopefully, hopefully they fight. Because, like I said, the distraction's been out there. The distraction's been out there for a while, right? It's been out there for a while. Everybody's wants it. Like right now, do we know what Clinton said? I don't give a shit really what Clinton's been saying. He was going through a whole investigation, whatever. They're asking him questions yesterday for hours. Now that's overshadowed. But I'm still going to look it up. They ain't running from me with these Epstein files. I'm still going to look it up because Clinton was talking yesterday and now this is overshadowing all the stuff. He already cleared Trump. He said Trump is not a part of it. That's what the conspiracy, that's what everybody's up in the uproar about. Because he basically said Trump's not a part of the whole Epstein stuff, right? We don't have to believe Clinton. But people, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Yeah. Now, what's going to happen, like I said, is early in the morning, people, um, and people are just waking up to this. It's like 10 o'clock. A lot of people don't even wake up until like lunch. Like, I think it's going to hit a lot of people at lunchtime. What, I don't even know what you're saying, but it's going to be hitting more people around lunchtime, right? About around 12. Everybody, some people wake up. That's their morning time, and then they start going on the social media. Camel, you probably don't have no information on Iran. Remember, they're an oil country. They supply a lot of countries with oil, making money. This is not Afghanistan, Steve. Do your research. I'm not an ignorant person to say they're on camels and stuff like that. I know people who are from Iran. I've met them, and where they live, right? They live in some big ass mansions, big mansions. I don't know about America, but where I'm going to tell you, it's a savage nation. Who cares? That you really don't have no knowledge. You really brainwashed by the media. Most of these Iranians have money. They're wealthy. Like, for example, in Canada, these guys, look up Richmond Hill. Go look up Richmond Hill. Look Richmond Hill up. Those people live in like $1 million houses. They're one of the most rich people with they have money. So that's a stereotype. What you're saying, you have no knowledge, man. Go look up Iran. They have cities more developed than some cities in America. You see how in America there's some ghettos and it's all mashed up, graffiti and shit. Go look it up before you talk. You don't care because you're ignorant. You're ignorant. Let me block out you, knock you out. You don't have no knowledge. You're one of them dummies. You're one of them dummies. Iran has that. There's some people who are probably suffering. The ones who are against the supreme leader, like all other countries. There's the people who are suffering. But my knowledge, what I know, is Iranian people, and I went to school with some of them. They are well off. They're well off. A lot of them are well off. They own a lot of business. So that is a stereotype. Go learn something about it. Hasn't there been an embargo on Iranian oil exports? Not with them and Russia. Not with them and Russia. Are saying they're in some type of huts, right? When people are saying they're poor, it's because you're ignorant and you're a dummy. It's not a third world country. Do some research. Go read. That's you just look like a dummy coming in this chat saying that. Look them up. Iran has 92 million people. 92 million people. It's like the stereotype how they used to talk about Africa, that all the Africans have the commercials you see for years and years, and then now people are praising Africa, and you go to Nigeria, these people are living like up in like Canada and America in bigger houses than they're living nice in Africa. So don't believe the hype. Most Africans I've met, they're doing better than other people. Don't believe the hype. Iran had the tech to catch US drones and scramble Starlink. Yes, they hear it because they left when Buddy took over in the 70s. Yeah, Iran got no no tech law. But right now, like I seen documentaries, and it doesn't have to be everywhere in Iran, but I seen documentaries. The cities, Big Chill, the cities are more developed than even in Canada. They got cities with millions of people, big skyscrapers, highways from far. So that's bullshit. Most of the young adults can't afford a car, let alone a house, because probably the supreme leaders, right, are controlling some of it. But the ones who come to Canada are well off. The ones who live in Canada, and not all of them are Muslim. That's another stereotype people are on. Like that, a lot of them are not Muslim. So what you say, Anton Miller? Most of the young adults can't afford a car, let alone a house. They are educated but can only rent and take the bus, probably in Iran. That's why a lot of them leave and go to America or Canada. But I'll tell you, in Canada, Iranians are doing good. Let me tell you, put it through some ignorant people, especially ignorant Americans. In Canada, Iranians are doing good. They're not living in any poor place. They're living in big ass houses. They own businesses. they own a lot of business, especially in Toronto. Go do research. Yes, they do well once they leave, of course. But in Iran, it's not no it's not no. They're not living in no what it's called huts and stuff. They're living in metropolitan places. They're living in well developed places. When all else fails, they take you to wardrobe. Yeah, like Schizo Beats. I know you have knowledge, right? I know you have knowledge, and how that ignorant person who was in the chat was trying to think like they're in like you making, and I think you're American. You're making a lot of your own people. And I'm not gonna go by your how you talk. You're making a lot of your people look stupid. If you're a MAGA person, look dumb, right? You don't learn about the world. You just say anything out of your ass. Go do some research. Go do some research. Right? A lot of people thought Africa, everywhere in Africa was all poor people and all that they're suffering, and the Nigerians are like laughing. Meanwhile, you're thinking that they're living in big ass mansions and stuff. A lot of them, not a little bit of them, a lot of them doing good, and they're doing good in Canada and America. What are you talking about? They're mostly Christian. See, they are mostly Christian and can't remember the other religion's name, but they are forced to say they are Islamic. Yes, that's true. That's true. And I think that the language is Farsi or something. Farsi, right? I remember I was working at a furniture place years and years ago with me and my brother, and it was an Iranian guy who owned the company, and we had to do deliveries, and a lot of deliveries was for his people. A lot of them weren't Muslim, but let me tell you where I went with some big ass houses, big $1 million houses, right? And I'm not talking about a little bit of them, a lot of them, a lot of them. And I went to school, public school, with a lot of them, and they're well off. So for the dummies who think that these people come from nothing, no, they come from something. The problem is the supreme leader down there been trying to like extort certain people, and that's why a lot of them come to Canada and maybe America and probably even the UK, right? Under Sharia law, no Christian or Jews allowed. The Sharia law, because remember, there's two types of Muslims. There's Sunni Muslim and there's the Shiite Muslim. Do they go by the Sharia law? Right? A lot are Shiite Muslim. Majority Muslims are Sunni. See, that's true. A lot of them are Shiite Muslims. I think it's more the Sunni Muslims who do the Sharia law. It's more them. I'm not saying that the other ones don't do it, but I think it's more they do. And people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Cursing words can't go through. Sorry for the angry person, and I won't review it. If you want your cursing words to be shown, you have to pay. I'm going to tell you, for your comment, I'll put your cursing words up here, but you got to pay. You got to pay for that. I got the super chat. I got the super chat. So if you want your whatever disrespectful words to come up on here, you got to pay. All right? You got to pay. I got to remind that person who wants to be disrespectful. That's the only way your comment's going to come up. Right? But yeah, there's two types of Muslims. I'm going to educate people. Actually, there's more than two types. There's tons of different types of Muslims. But the stereotype for people who are ignorant, who don't know any better, is going to think there's only one type. There's many types of Muslims. It's like there's tons of different Christians. Isn't there tons of different Christians? There's tons of different Muslims too. So the ones who are in Iran are more Shia. I think they're Shia. The Shiite Muslim. Yeah, they're not Sunni. They're not Arabs either. Let me correct people. They're not Arabs. Let me correct people again. They're not Arabs. Do research. You could Google, you have a phone. The people in Iran are not Arabs. Let me say it again because some people don't have sense. The people in Iran are not Arabs. Okay? When a civil war gets here, whose side will all those Iranians be on? Interesting. Let me come back to that. D2E, next meetup got Saza for you. Much respect, man. I know what you're saying. Yeah, they're not Arabs. So what you're saying, when the civil war gets here, whose side will all those Iranians be on? If the civil war gets to America, I think they're not going to do nothing. I don't think they're not going to do anything. The civil war is coming to America. It's building up in the next 5 years or so, right? After Trump, if Trump, comes out of office. Right now, he's going to hold on to it until he's passed away, right? And this is the perfect way to keep his power, right? I think they're going to watch. Yes, they're going to watch. And Trump's going to be in there for a good while. They want to try to kick him out now. This is the excuse now to remove him. They're going to use this as the excuse to remove Trump. This is what the next step is. Let's impeach him. He's done something against the government of America. Government is making it a holy war. Yes, Iranian leaders studied in Europe and have Swiss bank accounts. Yeah. So I don't want to hear the dumb, ignorant people who just talk about Iran and not educate themselves. There's over 93 million Iranians. A lot of them are scattered around the world. They're in UK, they're in Canada, they're in America. And most of the ones in America, they're guaranteed they're scientists and professors. Let me say it again. Most of the Iranians in America are probably scientists, professors, or own real estate. Do you know how an Iranian look? They don't have a special look. I'm telling the ignorant ones who don't know any better. A lot of Iranians look like they're European. Unless they tell you they're Iranian. Some of them could pass off as Hispanic. Some of them look like they could be Italian. Some of them look like they could be from Spain. Do your research. Some of them have blue eyes, green eyes. Go look, Google it. A lot of them look European. Some of them, the ladies who are covered up, all those women you see covered up, some of them have blonde hair. Some of them have brown hair. Some of them look exactly like any European walking. Did they get the leader of Iran? They're saying they got a couple people so far. They're saying they killed a couple people. And I'm not hearing about that leader. The only thing I'm hearing about the leader that he might be exiled with Russia, right? That he might have took off. The Russians took him or some shit like that. That's what I'm hearing about. So America would love to take him alive. I know that America would love to take him alive. That's what America wants. Trump doesn't want to kill him. Trump actually wants him alive. So he could put out as an example. You see how I got this leader? That's what he wants. He would love to get this guy alive. He doesn't want to kill him. If they have no choice, they would. But Trump wants to capture this guy. It would be like a trophy. Capture him and put him on trial. So right now, security forces, intelligence, they're digging for him. And Israel is with it. Israel is with it. Right? So I'm just going to say for the ignorant people, because I have to go on a little rant for a little bit about Iran, do research. Not fair to the women still. Yeah. But I'm going to tell people to do their research. Yeah, Mardu, you're right. Like the guy from Venezuela, they want to capture. This is the new thing. Trump, he doesn't want to just kill them because capturing them is more better. It's like a trophy to capture them. Kill, you know what I'm saying? It's better. It's better to do that. Right? It's way better to do that. Trust me. Isn't it? Isn't it better to do that? capture and shame, make the other people see who look up to the supreme leader that Trump has him locked up in chains and stuff like that. Yes. Or Israel captures him. I think it's better America captures him, because if Israel captures him, it's going to make the Muslim world angry. It's going to make them angry, right? Because they have a long history against they have a long bad history. So it wouldn't look good that the Ayatollah is arrested and the Israel hasn't. That wouldn't be a thing. But right now, Israel is happy. They're like this. They're like this. You said many Iranians were in Venezuela. I could believe that. You brought up something, Skits Beats. Remember, Iranians helped develop this whole oil stuff, so they probably were, you're right, in Venezuela. A lot of countries were in Venezuela. That's why he went there. You were right. I'm too old for war, but yo, I can fly a drone still, but put me in a coach. Big chill. But yeah, you're right. In Venezuela, there was probably some Iranians down there. There was people from Cuba. The people who got killed in that attack in Venezuela are Cuban soldiers, right? And that's what Trump brought up, that no more oil for you, Cuba. Something's cooking up in Cuba too. The next thing is Cuba. So this is a message to all you other guys that he's coming. This is a message. Anybody stacking Bitcoins? I don't know about that. But people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Brothers, AMD, sisters in humanity. Right now, the next guy will be the man in Cuba. This is just, he's not, now this is going to spark. He's going to Cuba 100%, because things are going on over there. People are starving. Any attacks in the T-dot, it's on. Well, a big population of Iranians are from Toronto. A big population are in Ontario, period. Right? And they're law-abiding citizens. I'm not going to call, they haven't done anything negative and stuff. There's a lot of people against the government. They've been protesting. There was a big protest that basically shut down the city not too long ago in Toronto. There's thousands, probably if not over 100,000 Iranians in Toronto itself. Whole bunch. Cuba's next, yes. Yep. Cuba is next. And I don't think it's going to be long for them until they go there. Cuba's definitely next. People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. To the Down to Earth Network, I want to remind people we're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon, all podcast platforms. So it's not just YouTube. When you're at work, wherever you are, you can listen to the podcast on your phone, right? Everywhere. And this episode definitely will be uploaded to there too. The fallout is going to be massive. Yes, it's happening. Cubans were fine until the administration disrupted this. Yes, you're right. They were fine, but ever since they went to the Venezuela, they disrupted things. They were good. Cuba was doing good. But Trump. You know what he's cooking up. And basically he's saying that the Cubans took over the Venezuelan government. So that's what he's accusing them of, right? Yes, Harry and still, but always few bad apples. There's always a few bad apples in everywhere. There's a few bad apples in the American government right now. Some people think Trump should be gone. Some people think Trump's a dictator. American citizens need to get all of their arms they can. Do Americans need to? They all have arms already. America is an invisible army. They have arms. No one can't just go attack America. First of all, you ain't going with no ground troops to America. Good luck. Any country who tries to go to America, you are done. You're not going to be. You can't bring no ground troops into America. Good luck. Any country that tries that, you could attempt, but you all will get annihilated because, first of all, there's tons of Americans with weapons, guns, right? And they'll get more guns from the military. Like the military would probably give out weapons to the citizens on top of that. It's not like these other countries that police all of their citizens and they don't want them to have any weapons. You can't attack America. That's all I know. They could try, but that ain't happening. Yes, Trump is cleaning house, right? I never heard from you. I need to learn about your channel. It's Down to Earth, right? And Down to Earth Network, raw and unfiltered content. Talk about breaking news, world events, history, music, and I do interviews. You're gonna see some interviews. But right now is the news, and I'm reporting what's going on in the Middle East with America and Iran and Israel. So I'm unfiltered, sometimes giving you the truth. I do my research along as looking on the social media stuff and, giving you the commentary, right? Second Amendment, they ain't going by anything. Trump's not going by anything because he's broken rules already. He hasn't gone to the UN for this. He already broken a couple rules already, right? I guarantee some people are going to be talking how much rules he has broken. Yeah, 100%. A lot of people are going to be talking that this man has broken a lot of rules. What do you guys think, people? And people, please subscribe. It's a sunny day today. It's a nice day. But like I said, people have just woken up to this madness. What's going on in the world? And there will be a refugee crisis. Your Iranian, Persian, okay, Persian version. So I want to ask you this question because there's some ignorant people. Give some knowledge. Persian version. Is Iran, which I know, it's stupid for me to ask this question, but for the Americans who are some of them who are ignorant, is Iran a poor country? Isn't Iran a developed, well-developed country with highways, cities, restaurants, no different than America or Canada or anything? No? Well, I must have saw some AI videos. Are you really Persian? Because I went to school with Persians. And I could Google right now and look up the cities in Iran and see the pictures. They're showing you right now, actually, where they're bombing. And it doesn't look too poor to me. It's not. I already know for years, even before all this conflict. I already know. Let me see the images. Oh, damn, that looks so poor. Holy shit. Damn. Holy, not saying there ain't no poor spots. But damn, I see lights, big towers, skyscrapers, all around. And all you guys could do the same thing. Tehran, yes. But lots of Iran is mountainous and undeveloped. Yes, Iran's a big country. It's big. There's a lot of places in Canada undeveloped with mountains. Tons. Majority of Canada is mountains and undeveloped too. But the cities, what they have, there's 92 million people. 92 million people. And what I see, they have cities all over Iran developed. There's a city what looks like it's Toronto. It's exactly like it. To me, it's mirroring Toronto. They have a thing what looks like the CN Tower right there. And a whole bunch of buildings. I wish I had a picture to show you guys. A whole bunch of buildings. It could be Tehran and wherever, but they're developed. So all of this might go to shambles after they start blowing up things. It'll be sad for all of this to get blown up. Even in the 70s, it was developed. Before the whole supreme leader, Ayatollah, took over, I seen documentaries. It was developed a long time ago. Before it became that republic, it was developed. Ladies didn't have to wear whatever the cover-ups. They used to dress like Americans, Western people, Americans, right? You're trying to say, I don't know what I'm saying that what this guy who was in the chat came and he was basically saying Iranians are in the Stone Age. That's what he was saying. He was saying basically, and he has no knowledge. And I know you don't even agree with that, right? So you learn from the photos. No, I didn't learn from no photos. I know people from the country. So you're not talking to somebody like some other people who don't know. I went to school with Iranians. I talked to them. Lived around them. And let me just tell you, right now, when they come to wherever, Canada, right? I don't know about America fully, but I know in Canada, they're well off. That's no debate, no argument. They're well off more than most people. Where do you live, Persian version? Where do you live? I want to know. That'd be interesting to find out. But I know that the Persians in Canada, especially Toronto, they own a lot of real estate. Yeah. Every country is going to have their poor people. Even China has a lot of poor people. Iran is going to have a lot of poor people. Everywhere will have their poor people. Most Iranian here haven't been back since the 70s. Yes, there's a lot of other countries like that too. Not just Iran. There's tons of Jamaicans from Jamaica who haven't gone back since the 60s, man. They ain't gone back to their own place. But yes, because they will be prosecuted. That's why they haven't gone back. They would be prosecuted. But people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Let me see what else is going on. Yeah, well, you know what? I think a lot of people are seeing what's going on, but I got to get a drink. Let me go get another drink. Hold on.
Time for the what? Down to Earth Podcast. Time for the what? Down to Earth Podcast.
Well, like I said, if you want your comments, read out from now. It depends if it's something I want to read. You got to put up the support. That's how it's going to go from now. Good comments, I will read. But those comments, what don't make no sense, I will not read. You're going to have to pay for that. That's how it's going to go from now. But people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. America, they're in war right now with Israel. Israel and America has done a collaborated strike on Iran, and they want the leadership gone, the supreme leader. They want him out. They want the police force out, everybody out, and they will give them immunity if they give up. That's how it's going to work. They will give them immunity if they give up. Yep, of course, everything is money. Of course, everything is money. Or you think everything is free? Everything is money, 100%. When you pay for your phone, you gotta pay. It's not free. You pay for the internet, it's not free, right? Nothing is free in this world, right? And people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, right? So positive comments, I will take in. Stupid comments, I will still take it in, but you're going to pay for that. Yes, you will pay 100%. And people, please subscribe. Bring up the likes. Yes, so breaking news, America's at war. Okay, see, USA saved Clinton, start a war, Lo. Yes, you got it, Big Chill. You got it, Big Chill. That's what I'm scared when you heard this news. But I wasn't scared because I knew about this. I was expecting this for years. I've been telling people this in different podcasts over the years. This is going to happen. I have old episodes talking about this. I'm talking maybe of 3 years ago, way before this. I saw this coming. So I wasn't surprised. I was like, when is it going to happen? But I seen it coming because of this Epstein stuff. All of this stuff with the Epstein stuff and these alien files, all the distraction. I said, okay, now it's on. Now it's on because people want to remove him, remove the president, saying that he's in Epstein files. So this is the perfect distraction. This is the perfect distraction. You hear? Beware of the people who bring you a message at the cost. You're right. It could be. I know they're spies. You used to live in Minneapolis. I'm scared now. Well, the ICE is already out there, man. The ICE already have a campaign where they're doing surveillance on all Americans right now. They have a big surveillance thing going on with TikTok. And like a gentleman in here said, TikTok is owned by Israel. So you guys are using a platform that's owned by a foreign government, TikTok, which holds almost 200 million Americans. Almost 200 million Americans use TikTok and is owned by an Israel company now, partly, right? And Trump is the one behind that. They needed a duck and a cover. So the freedom of speech is gone. The freedom of speech is gone in America. I don't know how much they're going to stretch it from TikTok to others, but your freedom of speech is gone. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. All right? Bring up the likes if you can. Shelly, you could learn here. Great Toronto peoples, this sending content worldwide. Much respect, Big Chill. Yeah, worldwide. You're learning now that Mr. Trump is bombing with Israel. You're learning that now. You're learning that all that Epstein stuff, all that talk, all the tariff stuff was a big distraction for this to happen. Israel wanted this for a long time. Israel wanted America to go into a war for a long time in the region again, what would benefit them. So don't get fooled, people. Israel wanted this a long time ago, right? It's morning time. I know people are eating their breakfast. I love Toronto, my favorite Canadian city. Well, that's why when people talk about other cultures, there's tons of cultures in Toronto. It's a big melting pot. And when people talk about certain things, I have to correct them because I've been around a lot of different cultures. And one of the biggest populations out of Israel, right? Jewish populations is in Toronto. Do you guys know that? And do you know that the Jewish population in Toronto live hand in hand, basically side by side with Iranians? Because when I was going to school, there's tons of Jewish people and tons of Iranians, and they never got into any fights. Really, what I know. So don't believe the hype, right? Canada's going next. What do you think? Just saw on the news British planes and ships and troops there too. Yeah, NYC, of course. NYC, of course, tons. But in Canada, the place where you never thought, has big population, man. Look, Drake is from Canada. Remember, Drake, Toronto, right? See, Canada going next. So you think Canada is going to support America and Israel in this? We shall see. Jews, Ashkenazi, most of them don't like Israel. Yeah, it's true. Some of them do. They're mixed up, man. Trust me. Some of them do. Some of them do. Some of them don't. You get what I mean? But yes, true. Raised in New York, lots of variety with Jews, but certain brotherhoods between them. Yes. So yeah, there's different ones. There's the ones who are like, Orthodox, and then there's the ones who are not Orthodox, and then there's the ones who are new converts. There's different levels, right? Same thing with the Muslims. So this is a holy war. I guarantee for the supreme leader, it's a holy war, people. People, please subscribe. I gotta thank the person who came in the chat in the beginning, who gave me $2.23 Canadian, right? Gotta thank the person who came in the beginning and supported the platform, right? Much respect. So please subscribe, that helps too. And bring up the likes if you can. So yeah, worldwide, you're gonna see maybe certain content makers might talk about it. I'm expecting, what's his name, Academics, because he talks a lot. Maybe he's on right now. I'm expecting Academics to talk about this. I'm expecting, who else? Who else is big on maybe talking about international news? There's not too much of them. Yeah, yes, war and survival. I'm not there will be people talking about it, but the big content makers, because people don't give a shit about old-fashioned style news. They're coming on here, for example. They're going on other platforms and talking about this. So this is fresh news, like I said. It's about 10:51. So over 6 hours or so since the attack. And now Americans are waking up still. They're waking up to their country being at war with the other country, with Israel. Right? So people, definitely it's not going to end. Definitely I will be on here again tonight, 100%. I will be on here again with the updates, right? So people, I am out. Thank you for supporting the platform, the Down to Earth Network.